football. There's a lot of them across the state of Utah, of course, but this is as good as it gets. And a Utah County rivalry renewed, hopefully. The question is going to be, can Timpview hang with the absolute talent that Orem High School has? The Orem Tigers are absolutely the team to beat in this region, but Timpview, of course, has played spoiler at this very stadium many times before.
Yeah, it's Friday night lights. The sun's about to go down. The lights are already turned on here. As you've already mentioned, Coach Reynolds and the Orem Tigers are stacked, and they have a lot of talent on their team. Timpview, with the different coaching change that happened right before the season, they're going to come out here and hopefully see if they can have an upset in this rivalry.
Both of these teams are always going to be competitive and talented, and a couple losses for Orem this year, but they're against some of the best teams in the state. And same thing on Timpview's side. They both have losses to Lone Peak, who arguably is the best team in the entire state of Utah, bar none, regardless of class, all of those things. And so this is a big one for both of these teams. Timpview looks at it like, hey, we're going to go out here and we're going to play spoiler because they know that the Orem Tigers are going to be the team to beat in this region.
Yeah, 100%. And, there's a lot of probably chatting that's happening on social media and other places. So I'm excited to see
That's not what happens with the kids these days, is it? Is that what they do? They get on the social media? Aren't they told to stay off of that stuff? Don't you tell these guys? You work with a lot of these high school kids. You got to tell them to stay off of that stuff, man.
Twitter fingers.
So it does end up being one of those games where I think everybody looks, they know exactly what to expect from an energy standpoint. I mean, these schools are 6 miles apart. They know one another. There are family members that play against one another on this one. And this is a Orem team that wants to get back to all the state championships that are listed off here in the stadium. They rattled off between 2017, 18, 19, and 20, 4 state championships in a row. They want to get back to that spot again.
Yeah, 100%. When you think of Utah County, Timpview is one of the schools that pop up in your mind, right?
Yeah.
And now that you see the Timpview team on the other side of the sideline from us, man, they look a little slim. It's like, gosh, where's everyone? Usually they're stacked all the way from the 20 to 20 in the coach's box. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to try to respond. Starting this national anthem real quick.
Get the national anthem going. And obviously with teams like this, we're excited to see how they're going to handle this one. We talked about how difficult it is to play, but let's enjoy the Stars and Stripes here as we get you going here on the broadcast.
Nothing gets me in the mood to play football than the national anthem.
I would say, so if you don't get to watch, I get to see the pregame where Harvey is dancing around with all the music that goes on. This is a guy who's not that far removed from playing at the highest level of football, so it's hard to take some of the pregame dog out of you,
Oh,
Harvey.
my goodness. The national anthem just triggers me to say, hey, the calm before the storm.
So as we get going here, lots of youth on the side of Timpview. Lots of guys who are going to be growing up and being absolute dogs, I think, for that program. Orem has a lot of senior leadership, and so you have a couple of tale of two teams right here. So we're going to get you with the youth of Timpview and the experience of Orem High School, and it's Orem versus Timpview, as Timpview is in the whites and oranges, and then it's a blackout night for the Orem Tigers. A unique black-on-black tops and bottoms, and the entire student section decked out. We've already been harassed quite a bit by the student section, which I would expect nothing less when you come down to a high school game like this. Let's get this thing going, man. Timpview kicking off. Back to receive for the Tigers.
Is Isagalea and Max Stonebreaker. Max Stonebreaker fair catches it in the end zone.
You're going to see Max Stonebreaker quite a bit because Max Stonebreaker's one of the leading receivers for this team as well, for this Orem Tigers team. And, of course, the big name on everybody's on the tips of everybody's mouths tonight is Taden Kaava, Taden Kaaba, the Alabama commit, multiple offers, of course, across the board at the collegiate level. But when you're getting offers and you're committing to the University of Alabama, this is one of the biggest dudes on the field. As he comes out, you can take a look, too. Number 11 is a stout 6'4", 6'5", depending on what the listing is. They list him at 200, but, Harvey, that's a big dude to be able to handle. But he throws the ball, 42 career touchdowns. He's under snap right here, takes the shotgun snap, immediately throws out, finds Kau'e Akana. Very first play of the game, little swing pass, and that's going to pick up your very first down. That goes for exactly 10 yards, and they move the 6 on that first play of the game.
Yep, like that play right there. Nice little wide receiver screen right there, a little now screen to the right. You know, it's just like a run. So if you're going to run the ball or you throw these little screens, that's a nice, easy throw. Get Taden in the a nice, easy throw to get him started in this game. So that's a good play call right there.
You're going to see them operating almost exclusively out of shotgun into the backfield. You've got two backs that are set on either side of Kava'a. Down here at the bottom, you have Akana, who just caught that pass. As he steps back to pass, all the time in the world, swings out to Beckham Curtis, who's at one of the backs out of the backfield there, picks up another easy 8 yards for the Orem right off the bat here. 2 passes and 18 yards right off the bat.
Yeah, Taden was looking for that little corner route right here. It wasn't there. Timpview covered that up, so then he just checks it down to his running back. And Beckham right there gets another, 7, 8 yards?
Yeah.
8 yards, and now it's, second and short.
2nd and 2, very manageable for the Orem Tigers. They're going to go quick right here. Ta'aba calling for the ball right here under center. They get snapping immediately, and they're going quick here. Handoff. Number 16, Makai Gordon, taking that handoff, if I'm seeing it right. We'll get some of these numbers. What I like about these black jerseys is we're trying to figure out as they go along here. You're seeing some of these guys. Stonebreaker with the run. You're going to hear that name quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, they ran a little counter out there with 2 pullers. You know, as a linebacker, you want to see pullers. You see pullers, you know exactly where the ball is going to go. So you see 2 of them. Now you're just yelling, pull, 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 and everyone should be floating that way. They stop it right there. So, he gets a first down. So the sticks move.
Sticks move. They've already gone 21 yards in this just 3 short plays here for Orem. Set in the backfield with Ta'aba. Mac Ellison set to the side. Max Stonebreaker, number 18 in the backfield as Kaaba takes it all the way over to the sideline, gets met right there at the edge. You're going to get some mean dudes on that defense for Timpview. That's number 22, Duncan Strong. He comes right over and goes, I know you've got all those stars, and he knows also if he's going to start to run the ball and they can put a hit on him and they can maybe take a little bit of wind out of him, as Kaaba comes over to the sideline and is wondering about maybe something on his shoulder, taking a piece of equipment off. But you're going to see already the backup quarterback coming into the game. Oliver Bills comes in, maybe take a couple snaps here. I don't know what he was pointing at, but it looked like he was indicating to his collarbone, or at least something maybe on his. It looks like maybe an equipment issue. But immediately Oliver Bills gets under center for the Orem Tigers. Not your favorite thing to see if you're a head coach.
Timpview, they crowd the line. Oliver Bills.
They run the option right out of the backfield here. You've got Beckham Curtis, who took it immediately right when their quarterback comes out.
Number 26.
In comes Oliver Bills, who pitches it quickly over to Beckham Curtis, who takes it 22 yards and a first down right there. Nice little look at the opening right there. You come right in, you're asked to run an option play right off the bat, and Curtis takes it down the field. Nice little pickup for them as their starting quarterback, Ta'aba, comes right back in again. That's probably good news. The best news that Orem fans can see is him coming back into the game.
Yeah, you got to love how they use Oliver Bills. Oliver Bills, the actual transfer from Timpview, played quarterback, and now he's a running back over here, and he's done very well at running back. So going back to his old position there, hitting the option.
Ta'aba with the handoff at the backfield to Stonebreaker. Stonebreaker goes around the right edge here off tackle. It's a little extracurriculars off to the side there. Nothing to not be expected in a game like this. Picked up on the edge by Braxton Wilkerson, who makes a tackle. So a nice mix here. You're seeing more of the ball getting moved down the field on the ground than you are through the air with the Orem Tigers. They have a very balanced offense. 1,200 yards through the air for Ta'aba so far this year. But they rely a lot on a handful of guys. Curtis is the one who gets the bulk of the carries, and he leads the team in rushing yards this year.
2-back set again, Stonebreaker and Beckham in the back.
Here comes Ta'aba, takes the snap, out to the left swings. Stonebreaker to the right, little out pass to him. You had the 2 backs coming out of the backfield, and it looked like Ta'aba was going to go to either one of those. He picked Stonebreaker on that right side. They pick up another 1.5 yards there. They're going to be 3rd and long. They're going to be 3rd and 8 here
I like how Timpview played that on defense. You know, as those backs went to the flat right there, Timpview just took away the deep and just, hey, we're going to drive on these flat balls, and they did. Passed down to Stonebreaker, and they drove on in. They only gained about 2 yards there, so that's a good defensive play right there for Timpview.
Longer third down that they've had to face so far this evening as Ta'aba gets back comfortable again, yells to his line, gets back in the backfield with Stonebreaker and Curtis, claps and takes the snap, hands it off to Stonebreaker off the left side. Another counter play. Up come the and he gets around the edge. Stonebreaker finds the edge, gets the first down, picks up 14 on the way. I'm sure Timpview's looking at that one, and that's where maybe some of that youth comes in too, because you had guys who came up and bid early, and they got beat around the edge. You got to have that edge contained.
100%. Set the edge. The edge is set. The runner has to cut off that and go right back into the middle of the defense, and the edge right there was just free. You could have drove my truck right there on that edge over there.
Ta'aba gets back under center here. Offset to his left is Asai Galii. These are two big dudes in the backfield here, both going taller than 6'2", 6'3". Ta'aba takes the snap, looks immediately to his right, looks for an open man, and you had some extra. Yep, it looks like it. It's going to be a pass interference. Had a couple of extra arms on the old on the jersey there. Looks like number 13, Akawi Akana, was taking that ball, and they knew that if they weren't going to get the arms on him, if you didn't put the hands on him, it was going to be an easy touchdown for him.
And you know that he's a big body, so you see number 4 who gets that penalty, that pass interference
on the defense. Number 4.
He's a little bit smaller size. He tried to be a little bit more physical at the point of when the ball was coming in right there, and he gets caught for a pass interference.
Yeah, McKay Traylor, unfortunately, if you're watching this replay here, as he comes across the middle, little choice there, but to just try to save the touchdown and make sure that he stays off of that one.
Timpview's going to need to stay away from penalties. That is going to just set them back. They're already behind with the town of Orem. Penalties are not going to help.
Inside the 15-yard line, Ta'aba taking the snap here in the backfield. Galii also in the backfield with him, set to his left. He takes that counter handoff, searches for a spot, starts to look. That defense of Timpview absolutely swarms him in the backfield. That's going to be their first TFL of the night. Nice way for that defense to swarm in there and to get that big back, not let him get going there. That's what you want to do.
100%. That number 44 right here, Petelione, Tui Tupo, comes in and helps out right there. That was awesome.
You got a big defensive front here, and some of these big backs and some of these big linebackers. You have some bigger defensive ends for Timpview. Once they got all those guys in the backfield, and look, they're not lacking for size on that defensive line front either.
You need to be able to run the ball in the red zone. Everything is condensed for the passing game, so you must be able to run the ball.
Ta'aba takes that snap. He swings it out to Galii there. He gets down to the 2-yard line, picks up a first down at the very least. It's going to be first and goal Orem at the – looks like they're going to mark it at the 3.5-yard line. It's still going to be a first and goal if the referees, they decide it's going to be – third and very, very short, it looks like.
You see Isaac Lea right here. They use him all over the field. You saw him there to return the kick. He plays defense. He plays running back. He plays wide receiver. He also transferred from Timpview to come join this Tiger team, and they use him all over the field, and he produces.
Big offensive line for Orem comes up. Take a couple of words from their quarterback, Tava'a, who is handing it off in the backfield. That's Curtis, who takes it all the way down to, it looks like, did he get in? He's at the 1-yard line, but that's going to be a first and goal. They're going to have at least 4 shots for the 1-yard line out, Harvey, for them to be able to punch this one in. And obviously, nice to have a first and goal right there, but nice pickup there. So far, Beckham Curtis has been the go-to back, but they're mixing it up well out of the backfield. They're handing it off. They're passing it out of the backfield to these guys. Not seeing a lot of their wide receivers getting a ton of action. It's a lot of these running backs getting all this work.
You want to start off fast. You want to be able to run the ball, and they've been doing that with these short passes and these runs.
Ta'aba almost looked like he was going to go under center. Nope. He's going to go shotgun again from the 1-yard line. He takes the snap. Curtis behind him. Hands it off. Exact same play right as it was before. Gets nothing. Nothing doing. That defensive line from Timpview holding strong right there. Nice pickup on the tackles. You saw number 22 on that tackle was Duncan Strong with a nice linebacker, the senior linebacker. Not a lot of senior leadership on this Timpview team on the defense, but he's one of them. Look at this stop by Duncan Strong right there in the middle. They only needed 1 yard. Actually took a loss of about a half a yard, so they're back at the 2-yard line. They got themselves set up for a second and goal. Now from a shorter set here, heavy package in. They all shift over to the right. To Abba under center now. Takes that snap, hands it off. You got a fumble at the goal line. They try to hand the ball off, and Timpview's on the football. Timpview recovers the football, absolute disaster. They go to a nifty set in the backfield, and Easton Kojima goes in at that heavy set to take the handoff, ends up fumbling the football. It gets kicked around at the line, and the absolute worst thing you want to have happen when you're first and goal from the 2, Harvey, is you fumble that ball.
Yep.
It comes out immediately. He never has it secured. They have to push around, and the ball gets recovered by number 4 of that Timpview defense, McKay Trail. He shows up, and now the Orem Tigers are on defense. Nothing doing after quite a few minutes of marching that ball down the field. Over 6.5 minutes, it pays off with nothing on the scoreboard for the Orem Tigers. About as good of a way as you could have that thing pay off for Timpview.
Yeah, you see Easton right here, number 44, who just fumbled that ball for Orem. He's one of their starting middle linebackers. I wonder if that package was a little bit new because it all was off the handoff. So fundamentals need to be cleaned up right there. They just lost the ball right before they were going to score.
Timpview immediately goes to their run game. You got that first off guard, under center. You got the quarterback stepping right up. For Timpview, you've got Dexon Havea, who takes that first handoff. He goes about 6 yards, gets them, goes 7 yards, goes 2nd and 3 now for this team. As you've got Timpview, again, youth is the name of the game here for this offense as well. They go under center.
Got 2 backs.
Dennis Tuaone, the quarterback for Timpview, hands that ball off. He's one of those sophomores. Tell me a little bit about this quarterback. I mean, this is a guy who, there are a lot of other guys who are on this offense for Timpview who could play quarterback. You've got senior leadership, but I'll tell you what you actually have is you've got a sophomore under center, and that's that kind of youth, but it's great experience for him. But again, lots of young guys on this Timpview team, including their quarterback. And Dennis Tuaone, who's the quarterback, he's got a lot of work ahead of him if he's going to want to get down this field, but they have their first down of the day. Tuaone hands it back off again, another counter play, and the running is absolutely tough.
Dexon Havea is running like a madman right now.
Dexon Havea put that shoulder down, and I know that defensive back thought that he was the one laying the hit down on him, but it ended up being the other way around. That is a tough running back to bring down for Timpview. This is a good sign for them as they're already out to the 20-yard line.
See, Dexon could have been caught up right there, but he keeps driving his feet, and he gets a couple extra yards. This means something to these Timpview boys.
Tuaone under center.
Dennis Tuaone is a very great athlete. He can play all over the field, but right now they lack a quarterback, and he can throw the ball, he can catch the ball, he can defend the ball. So why not put him at quarterback? He can run. It's probably the best move that they could do right now in the position that they need the most, and Dennis is the guy to fill that.
Sticking with Dexon Havea, they've handed it off now 3 plays in a row to number 13. Only a pickup of 1.5 on that one. You've got a 3rd and 5 here, 3rd and 4 for Timpview as they try to get this thing going here, try to get something out of their side of the field, hopefully start to drive into Tigers territory.
I wonder if they switch up the cadence here, try to get an easy 5.
Tuaone takes the snap, fakes, goes on the naked boot, but they're not falling for it, throws the ball up in the air to nobody. Gets past the line of scrimmage. The referees are looking around for a guy in the area. I guess he could technically say he was there. But my goodness, you saw immediately, you do have a flag down. I wonder if that referee is going to call it as a intentional grounding. If so, that's going to be a disaster because you're going to have a loss of down and move the ball back. It'll be a 4th down and long for Timpview if that's the case. But right off of the ball, Moala is number 91 who ends up coming out off of the edge with all that pressure. He did not fall for that naked boot. You're going to see the call right here. He's asking the Orem coach what's going to be. I bet it's going to be an illegal man downfield for Timpview because at some point those guys didn't know if they were going to have to stay there or not. Here comes the referee with the call.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 52 on the offense. The penalty will be 4th down.
That's Lavaki who's down the field, but you can't blame the young man. His quarterback was just trying to get out of business and ended up taking that one.
Junie Moala, number 91, has multiple offers. This kid is a fundamental beast, and he can get off tackles and be able to just bring pressure upon the quarterbacks day in and day out. I believe he has a season-high 6 sacks in 1 game this season.
That is a beast.
So he's a quarterback's fear, number 91.
So Juni Moala comes off the edge. Moala comes off the edge there, and that's a difficult ask to already pick up this guy. As Timpview puts the punt in the air, not a particularly long one, but it is high. It takes a Timpview bounce, and it's picked up by Curtis, who takes it to midfield, gets it just across the Tigers logo to the 48-yard line for is a 36-yard punt. You saw this one too. As soon as it went up in the air, you thought, okay, maybe it comes down on the head of one of these Orem players who's not expecting it, because that one was not a particularly deep punt, but you got it picked up off the fly by Beckham Curtis. He takes it 7 yards, gets across just into the inside of Timpview territory, where Taden Ta'ava is going to take over on downs here, and they're going to go right back to work again.
I almost thought that we had Zeki Vea on that punt return, jump off sides, or maybe break that neutral zone, but the refs did not catch that. Fumble again.
Another fumble in the backfield. Timpview's immediately back there, but he gets the ball off and finds one of his receivers. Kai Wesley, his big tight end, was right there. Easy to find him too. He's 6'7", 250. I mean, you saw Ta'ava, you saw the athleticism. He picks that ball up off the turf. He's got a defender right in his face. He immediately gets that ball off. You're thinking he's throwing it away, but he finds his guy, ends up picking up a couple of yards there. Got himself out of some big trouble right there. Coach Reynolds, he looks nervous on the sideline. A couple of plays in a row that Orem's put the ball in the turf. Ta'ava hit the shotgun. Set off to his right, either Curtis or Stonebreaker.
And that's the second play that Ka'ava has, fumbled the snap. The first one was the handoff. That one was the snap.
Takes the snap, looks immediately, starts to run, hits the boy, he gets picked up quickly. You got big number 90 in the middle for Timpview, who made that play. Awesome play. You got to have somebody spying this big man all the time. Sam Hepworth on that D line. That's a big body right there, but he's asked to take down an even bigger body. He did a great job.
Sam Hepworth also plays center, so that guy right there is going to be on the field all night.
Asking some of these big guys to play both ways. That's a big offensive line for Orem, one of the biggest in the state. They stack up across that front there. Pretty rare to have some of those guys bigger than their quarterback, but he's a big body. Their big bodies are protecting him. Ta'ava.
3 by 1, third, 5. Takes a snap. They bring pressure. Timpview brings pressure.
You got a flag on the play. Looks like it's probably going to be a holding. Ta'ava escapes. He gets a nice pickup for about 15 yards, but it looks like it's going to be coming back. That's right there in holding territory. We're going to get the signal from the white hat, but Ta'ava immediately takes that snap and goes straight down the field. It was a design quarterback draw. It was going to work. Had the holding right there at the beginning of the play. It looked like. Let's listen to the official, see what the official one ends up being. This is going to be third and very, very long.
Holding on the offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, third down.
Warren Matina, the offensive lineman, caught with his hand in the cookie jar there. Didn't need to hold, but
here's the replay.
Did it right there at the beginning of the play.
Yep, number 22, Duncan Strong, came in right away on his left side, Kava's left side, so Kava had no other choice but to scramble to the right and just try to get any yards that he possibly can.
Third and long for Orem. They're now in their own side of the field as they started things on Timpview's side of the field. 3rd and 15. Ta'ava going back to work here. Kava going back to work.
Please don't take a sack here, Kava. If you do, you could really change the field position for Timpview.
Drops
don't
back,
get a good punt.
Looks, finds his man down the middle, but he's open, but he can't rail it in. Just a little bit in front of him to Kaue Akana, his biggest wide receiver out there.
6'3", 200 pounds.
Here comes the punt team for Orem. Back to punt. Is this Galea who's taking the punting duties as well?
He is. Isa Galea's back there getting ready to punt the ball. I'll tell you, he can play any position on this field.
Back to return for Timpview, number 26. Looks like Braxton Wilkerson's going to come back. Ball gets off, headed into the sky. He calls for fair catch, and he jumps and makes it. Nerve-wracking when you see that thing coming in here, but they're going to take over on downs there just inside the 15-yard line or right at the 15-yard line, which is where they're going to take things over here in this first quarter.
That was a 38-yard punt.
So far, nothing doing for these offenses after Orem fumbles the ball inside the 5-yard line. Now you have Timpview taking over. Now we're going kind of the seesaw battle here. This is probably exactly what you want if you're Timpview.
Well, just you see what turnovers do to you. You get a turnover right there. You drove all the way down the field, and then that turnover, you get 3 and out right here for Orem. Let's see if Timpview can.
To One in the pistol, hands off into the backfield to Havea, who takes it right up the middle, gets himself a quick 2, and that's all he's going to get. 2nd and 8 for Timpview. They're gonna go back into this thing now. He picked up 2.5, 3 yards, so they're going to be 2nd and a long 7. Timpview as they almost are to the 20-yard line. We're almost to the end of the first quarter here.
They go 2-by-2 pistol. First time they're not under center.
Tuone in pistol, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Avea, finds some sort of distance, but then has to get taken down, and guess who?
Junior Moala.
Junior Moala, number 91. The ridiculous thing about Junior Moala is this. You see Tuone take that ball and start running. He might be just as fast as Tuone. This is a big body who's also able to move around. That's why he's got multiple D1 offers, because he's as fast as anybody else out there on the field, even at the skill positions.
Well, he has a lot of length, but if you watch his fundamentals of how he gets off blocks, it's very elite, and it just brings fear to quarterbacks across Utah.
There's the end of the first quarter. Orem 0, Timpview 0, exactly where the Thunderbirds, I'm sure they'd want to score, but you know what, keeping Orem at bay, not letting that offense get going and making that turnover happen inside of their own 5-yard line, that's a great start for Timpview. We're going to take our first break here. We'll come right back. We've got more to go from Orem High School here, the home of the Tigers. Timpview and Orem tied up at 1. Start of the second quarter coming up right around the corner. Stay with us.
Watch out! It's an avalanche of deals coming right at you. Get 2 Icon season ski passes with a new vehicle purchase from Riverton Chevy. We're shredding the competition with SUVs starting at $299 a month and nothing down. Get a Silverado for as low as $42,500 or save up to $12,000. These are iconic offers from Utah's iconic Chevy dealer, Riverton Chevy. The Chevyweight champ, Riverton Chevy. Welcome back to the UCCU Savings Spotlight.
Today's play of the day goes to Becky, a single mom who just got her son Max a youth debit card from UCCU.
This is a big win for Max, who knows that UCCU mobile banking makes it easy for his mom to add money to a debit card anytime.
It's also a big win for Becky, who knows it also makes it easy to monitor her child's spending anytime. Final score, 1 happy son, 1 responsible mom.
With the assist from UCCU.
So if you've got the defense, you can have the defense in front of you.
Jazz band at OHS. Academically, Mateo has challenged himself with 8 AP classes and is on track to earn his associates.
All right, Timpview takes over again on their other side of the field here. They go deep right off of the bat to One, trying to go for his wideout on the left. You have a late flag thrown. Looks like the referee saw a defensive hold or a pass interference, but right off of the bat, they go deep. He's not there. He doesn't have it. Tuone throws it. He gets it out there to Jackson Palmer, and the ball was not going to be catchable, but looked like got a little handsy there for the Orem Tigers on the defensive side of the ball. Didn't need to because that ball was a little bit out of his reach, but if he held on.
Pass interference on the defense, number 0. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Will result in the first down.
Will Rasmussen picked up on that pass interference. Got enough of him, Harvey. They didn't like how this one looked, and they said, yeah, probably got enough of that jersey early on, or just about halfway through the route. Tuone back at pistol again. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Takes the snap, backs up, takes a drop, overthrows. Number 7 down the middle of the field right there. Nixon Warner. So a couple of pass attempts that we hadn't seen so far. They've been running the ball the whole time, and Tuone doesn't look super comfortable right now yet throwing that football.
Well, they sent pressure. Orem sent pressure right there with Will. Will probably wanted to get that get back after getting that passing interference. But if Orem just can stop this run and get these guys to throw, the only thing that you do not want to do is get a penalty. So as long as they're penalty free, these guys can stump the run. They can make them one-dimensional.
Trips right. The handoff is to Havea up the middle. He goes for only 1.5 or 2. Referees might have seen something in there. Did a flag come in late? Nope. Looks like it was maybe just somebody. See all the different yellow spats that these Orem players are wearing. It fools me into thinking there's a penalty on every play there, Harvey.
Play, personal foul. Face mask, number 4 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. will result in the first down.
I got to trust my instincts. I did see yellow fly. He picked it right up, but yeah, a 15-yard face mask penalty so far on this drive, the most productive for Timpview, and it's on 2 massive penalties by Orem. They are now just outside of Orem territory as Tuaone takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Havea, a little swing pass, number 26 outside. He finds the edge and gets tackled right there on the edge. He is way inside of the territory, but there is a flag down at midfield. It looked like he may have gotten that edge by a little bit of a hold by his own guys on offense there. But, man, nice effort there on the offensive side of the ball. You saw Braxton Wilkerson. He gets this swing pass right here. Good thing he catches it. Gets behind the line of scrimmage, but there's a hold, I think, on the edge. That's why he's able to find that edge.
Holding on the offense, number 7. 10 yards from the spot of foul. Repeat first down.
All right, so their best play of the night wiped out, Harvey, by that hold on the edge there. Probably didn't even need to happen because you saw that speed of Braxton getting around that edge. And it was just that hold that kept them there. So now you're at first and looks like a long 1st and 17 here as they go from the spot of the foul there. Tuaone back in pistol again. Havea right behind him. Takes the snap. Steps back immediately. Pass pro by Havea. He starts to run, but he gets taken down immediately. Number 4 on the tackle here for Orem, MJ Bateman. Nice pickup by him. He saw the quarterback start to make that run. He wasn't going to go up and throw the football. He got a hold of it.
I'm surprised there's not a flag on the field right now. These refs are playing this game pretty strict. They're not letting anything slide. So that's just the spat I'm seeing.
I see all this yellow flashing around on these yellow shoes from Orem. It's throwing me off here. But there have been a lot of penalties. Tuaone back in pistol again. Havea offset to him. He takes the hand up the middle.
Whoa.
Goes short. Only gets himself. No, this isn't even Havea who's taking the runs now this time. This was Tiny Atua. He only gets about 4 yards, and so it's going to be a long 3rd and 9 here for Timpview, still on the inside of their own 50-yard line at the 48. They got 9 yards to go. They have to get to Orem's 43-yard line to be able to convert that first down. And they haven't been able to move the football except for on one time where they get that
little bubble now. If they run that little now screen right now, maybe they can get, some of the yardage back. They just don't want to take a sack or get a turnover right here. They're at midfield. Tuaone about to take the snap. It's 2-by-2.
Tuaone takes the snap out of the backfield. This is running back. He's looking for him above. He goes way deep. He's got a man downfield. You've got extra arms on a body, and you see the flag, and Timpview gets bailed out. Down the field, number 26 for Timpview. Braxton Wilkerson was the intended receiver. He had a couple. Tuaone has a couple of guys shorter field down here. Doesn't want it. Wants the home run. Goes for it.
And Brock Hawkins is the culprit for that pass interference. If he just turns his head,
no need, right?
All he has to do is just turn his head and just act like he's looking for the ball, and his body's
pass
already in a good position.
On the defense, number 21.
Sometimes you just got to look for the ball. And, Russ is like, he's checking the ball. But instead, he kept his eyes forward on Wilkerson right there and sort of bear hugged him at the end.
So, Timpview, a 45-yard penalty yards so far for Orem on this drive. And it just so happens to be the most productive drive, if you want to call it that, for Timpview, who have now moved the ball 45 yards because of the mistakes by Orem so far on this one. Tuaone takes the snap, hands it up the middle. Tua, the running back who takes that one right up the middle, only gets about 1.5 yards. So you're seeing Havea and Tua, who are taking the bulk of the carries now for Timpview. But you're concerned if you're Orem because those are 2 penalties, by the way, that they get bailed out on those longer pass interferences that they actually probably didn't need at all.
Timpview hasn't looked too good on this past drive, but these penalties are keeping them alive. This Orem defense has been out there for a very long time. I bet they're getting a little gassed.
Tuaone sends a man in motion. It's Braxton. He goes off to the right. They're going to call a dead ball penalty there, which means it's usually going to be on the offense. Looks like it's going to be a false start on Timpview.
Hey, you have Junie Moala lined up right off. You know his get off is going to be quick.
False start. Number 52 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remain second down.
You're right. It's the left tackle who is just lined up right across from Junie Moala. Not an easy pickup. You're right. So you try to get yourself as good of a a head start as you can. You got to do it legally, though. Tua lined up behind. Tione is his quarterback, and he still is lined up in pistol now. They haven't been under center yet at all, and Tua's taking all of these snaps at running back right now as he picks up some pass pro, a nice little screen pass underneath. Not going to be enough, though. Jaden Palmer ends up makes that catch. Palmer gets up to the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be a long third down here. Actually going to be only got to within a yard, so 3rd and 11. Orem needs this stop. They haven't had their defense off the field in a while, and it feels weird because they've made a lot of stops and then made a lot of penalties to keep Timpview on the field.
And they slid their protection to Moala right there, but man, now you have Gaue Akana just coming off that other edge, and Dennis didn't even have time to set his feet or get in the pocket. He just had to let it go. Luckily, he had a completion right there for 4 yards.
10th play of the drive for Timpview as Joni takes the snap, drops back, finds a man at the very middle there, and he looks like he's got the first down.
He held on to that.
His tight end, his wide receiver, Nixon Warren, makes the catch right there. Nixon Warren bails out his quarterback. That's the first legitimate completion down the field to one of his guys, and it was right on the money right when they needed it, Harvey.
Here's the replay. His eyes stay to the right, and he just gets it right over the linebacker and to get the sticks moving right there. That's a big play right there, especially with that sack and that penalty that took him back.
Looks like Javea's back in at running back as they start to set up another pass play here. And there's a little swing pass there. Number 25 again. Is that Warner who took that? No, Palmer. Jaden Palmer catches that one. They've gotten 2 productive pass plays in a row. Nice little quick dump offs there. Nice play for them. They pick up 16 and they get themselves down to the Orem 15-yard line. Well within the scoring territory for the Thunderbirds here. He swings out to the right here. Harvey finds his guy. A nice little pitch and catch, and they're able to pick up 13.
Yeah, you have Jag, number 9, coming off the number 8 for Orem coming off the edge right there. But, man, Dennis was able to get the ball off.
Tione hands it off. Javea back in again at running back. Man, he likes to keep those legs running. And he gets some positive yardage. It's going to be good enough for 2.5, 3 yards almost. Timpview sets it up here. Javea is a strong back. He came out for probably 10 or 12 plays in a row, but it's paid off to get him back in the game to get those legs churning. Tione fixes the padding of his running back, goes back to sets up in pistol.
Yep, 3-by-1.
Trips left, single wide receiver to the right. They hand it off to Javea right up the middle, who goes for an easy 6 right off the bat, gets met, and now gets himself down there with a 3rd and very manageable 2. A nice little play setup. Had that trips left and the other offset wide receiver to the other side, and it opened everything up in the middle.
Here's the replay. It's a little zone, and he's supposed to stay to the right side, but you see that Junie Moala had to play the quarterback, and they opened up a little hole right there on that backside edge, and he just cuts back and gets a nice little gain for 6 yards.
Tuaone takes the snap. Javea takes the fake. Oh, and a sack in the backfield. Look at that. Number 8 meeting number 8, Jag Ioane. Ioane takes he takes the quarterback down. Tuaone had no shot against Ioane. I'm telling you, similar names, the exact same number. 8 meets 8, and you got yourself a sack, and it's going to be 4th and 11. That was an 8-yard loss on the play. Takes him right out here. What an effort.
And you see that replay right there where Jag just stays disciplined. In the red zone, you got to stay disciplined because all quarterbacks all of a sudden turn into runners, and they all want to score. So he stayed disciplined right there on Tuiana, and he was able to take him down for an 8-yard loss.
Luke Thornock, the kicker for Timpview, attempting a 33-yard field goal. It's up. It's got a weird little knuckleball to it, and it went straight through, Harvey.
Knuckleball or fastball, that thing went through the uprights.
33-yard field goal, that thing goes up, and the first team on the board tonight is Timpview. The Thunderbirds go up first thanks to a field goal by Luke Thornock. He puts it up. The senior puts it through from 33, and Timpview is going to have to sit back now, play some defense. They take the early lead against their rival Orem. Game Night Live powered by Utah Community Credit Union, celebrating 25 UCCU branches across the Wasatch Front. Enter to win a Jeep. UCCU, love where you bank. You saw the weird movement on that ball. I thought maybe it was going to hit an upright or strike somebody out. That was an absolute knuckleball going through there, but it was true. It went straight through. 15 play, 7-minute 44 second drive, 85 yards, a 33-yard field goal caps it off. And I think we saw at least 45 yards of penalty yardage just by Orem on that play, or on that drive. So it was a 60 yards of combined penalties on that drive. Absolute mess, which gave you the 3 points. So far, it's been an absolute mess here in Orem.
Timpview they stayed alive that last drive and was able to take all of that time off due to those penalties. And Orem needs to stop shooting themselves in the foot right here. But Timpview runs away with 3 points, and that's how you do it. If you get 3 or if you get 7, taking points after that type of a drive is awesome. And also, the Tigers defense might be a little gassed. I know it's a little early, almost getting to the halftime mark, but you stay out there for 7 minutes, you can get gassed up and lose the juice before the fourth quarter comes around.
Timpview's kicker Thornock puts it through the end zone, a giant boot, and Orem is going to take over after the touchback at their own 20. So far, Taden Ka'ava is kept in absolute. I mean, he still is that beast under center. He's at the pistol right now. Line up behind him. Beckham Curtis, the lone back. He takes the pitch from his quarterback going to the left side. Finds a little bit of an edge. Stays on his feet. Gets out at the 24, 25-yard line. Looks like it's going to be, oh, boy. Another penalty
on the Tigers. The Tigers right now are 4 for 55 yards. 4 penalties for 55 yards, and this one's going to add on to that.
It's going to be an unsportsmanlike or a personal foul. You're going to see it at the very end of the play here. May have been some pretty decent acting by the Timpview defender as well as they get to the edge here. Some extracurricular. He throws somebody, and then it's the guy. It's always the second guy, Harvey. Aren't you always taught that? Don't get into the melee. You're going to get caught when you're the second guy doing it because it looks like some extracurriculars there. Let's see what the call is from the white hat. Get some confirmation as to how this one went down.
This is a big rivalry. So, Beckham Curtis gets the edge. He gets, half of the, gets 5 yards right there.
Referee's still trying to determine.
But like you said, it's a rivalry. These guys are talking.
It was right there.
You can't
right
let
there
your
in the
emotions
Orem.
take over.
Here's the umpire with
After
the official
play,
call.
There are 2 penalties. Personal foul, number 21 on the offense. Dead ball unsportsmanlike, number 14 on the defense. The penalties will offset. Second down. That is number 14's first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
So they did catch both of them, Harvey.
Yeah,
they got both of them, but you know what? You can't get caught up in it. You had one guy who committed it. You could have gotten yourself that free 15 yards. Instead, you had to do the extra. That's the referee telling everybody to behave themselves, offsetting personal fouls and unsportsmanlike conducts. Ka'ava back at shotgun. Referees blow the whistle dead, and you're going Timpview's first time out of the half here. We'll take a quick break here ourselves. More to go right here. It is game night live at Orem High School between Orem High School and Timpview High School. 2 rivals here in Utah County. 3-0 Thunderbirds. Stay right here with us on Game Night Live.
Salty tub.
We're so old, we used to play junior jazz with Pistol Pete. Riverton Chevy, 100 years of service, and we're just getting started. The Heavyweight Champ, Riverton Chevy.
One of those long days working on your feet? Turn your aching feet to happy feet at Salt Lake Running Company. Our award-winning trained staff will provide a custom shoe fitting that will help you find the shoes, inserts, and socks that will make your workday the best it can be. Locally owned and operated for 30 years, SLRC offers rewards, training groups, races, and free community events.
Ka'ava takes the shotgun snap, hands it off immediately off to the right side to Beckham Curtis, to the left side, who only picks up about 1.5. And you're going to see a 3rd down and 4.
And he's met right away by Oliver Ruckert. Hey, that was a good play right there.
Big hit right there. Kept him from getting us. That was going to be an easy first down. It was the only guy who was going to meet him there, and he stopped him right there dead in his tracks. That's a nice stop for Timpview, who is trying to make sure to keep Orem off of the field. This offense is high-powered. One of the best players in the entire state at quarterback, and if you can keep him at bay, then you're going to have a shot. Ka'ava back in shotgun. One offset back to his left.
He has Akana to his left. Looks like he's singled out. Is he going to go straight to him? Yes, he is.
He's going to go. Oh, and he's got a man wide open. Oh, Akana just hit him a little bit long on it. And Timpview holds, and it's going to be a 4th down. And, man, look at Kaava. He's upset with himself because that ball, if it's on the money, that's going to be a 75-yard touchdown.
You have your main receiver right here. If you see, it's a 1v1, man-to-man. They sent pressure to that side. He had all the time in the world. They picked it up very nice, and he just overthrows it. Those are the plays right there, and the throws that you want to see as a college, recruiter. Hey, can he get those touch passes, especially on the sideline? And usually, Tatum can hit those.
Back to receive is Braxton. He takes the punt. He immediately fumbles it, but one of his Timpview teammates picks it right up. It's almost like they planned it. Looked like this weird muff of a punt who gets thrown forward to his teammate, and they end up falling on it. That could have been a disaster and a fumble, but instead he gets bailed out, and Timpview falls on that one, and they're going to start in their own territory at their own 40-yard line.
If you have a turnover, especially on a special team play like a punt return or a kickoff return or something, that just changes the whole game. Your percentages of winning just go up out of the roof. So Timpview's lucky to get away with that one.
Timpview with a couple of running backs, Habea and Tua in the backfield.
Oh.
Missing one personnel. They have to send on one of their tight ends off to the slot on the right. Tiaone takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. Habea takes that handoff, hits one of the defenders of Orem, and just absolutely blasts him. And I'm telling you, he lowers that head, and he gives himself 3 extra yards after being met there. That's a 7.5-yard run for
That
Habea.
is a rivalry. If you want to bring a rivalry run like that, that's how you do it. You want to bring juice to a game that means a lot, fighting for the city, even though it's Provo and Orem. But here's a replay. His feet just keep going. Look at those 2 defenders just bounce up right off of like a big bog ball.
And immediately they go quick and they hand the ball off again. That one goes to, looks like Hunter Hopoate, his first carry of the night. Add another back to the quiver in the backfield for Timpview and the Thunderbirds.
New set of downs. These guys are running the ball.
Tuaone takes the snap. Both of his running backs are supposed to give him some protection, and they don't. He somehow gets the ball out as he's going down. Are they going to call that his receiver made the catch? Looks like they're not. Yeah, made the catch. Looks like he may have been out of bounds, but that's going to be a 2nd down. Both of those running backs who are in pass pro absolutely whiffed on a couple of guys who came straight through.
I almost wondered, almost looked like a screen to me, because both running backs sort of pause, and let their guy go. 1-2 second pause. If you see right here, and maybe it was not a screen. That running back did not know where the pressure was coming.
Tiaone takes the snap, hands it off to Havea, who gets himself, it's like an automatic 3 yards if you're going to hand it off to number 13. He does. He gets 3.5 on his way through there. He had nowhere to go
right there, but he still finds his way to 3 yards.
Number 44, Easton Kojima. He's that big body in the middle at that Mike linebacker spot, number 44. He makes the tackle. Tiaone's trying to figure out, okay, here's my personnel. I've got 1 back now in the backfield with him. At pistol, 3rd down and 6 for the Timpview Thunderbirds.
Orem looks like they're going to bring pressure.
Tuaone claps, takes the snap. His running back gives him protection, overthrows a wide open. Looks like Braxton Wilkerson, who was the intended receiver on that one, and he was open. He missed him big time on that one. That was going to be a legit 30-yard pickup there. They would have been deep into Orem territory. Instead, the punt team comes out for Timpview.
Out comes the punting unit. Back to punt for Timpview, number 1, Hunter Hopoate.
Yeah, Hunter Hopoate is going to take down the punting duties, and then back to receive. Looks like Beckham Curtis is going to be your receiving man for Orem. He's back at the Orem Tigers 10-yard line. Big boot that goes nowhere. And it takes a nice Orem bounce, though. Or Timpview bounce, gets down to the Orem 12. Yeah, the Orem 12-yard line, which is where the Tigers are going to take over on downs right here. They're in desperate need of some kind of a drive that's going to last more than just 2 or 3 plays here, Harvey. They seem to go off the field very, very quickly.
Yeah, I think that they need to just bring back the run game. They need to get Tatum just nice, easy throws. Let him get warmed up again. Let him get his confidence up, and then let him go try to get one of those passes down the sideline that he missed earlier.
Ka'ava at pistol takes the snap. They run the option play. Out to the right side to Oliver Bills, who picks up, starts to turn the corner just a little bit, ends up picking up 4, maybe 5 yards for Orem there. They've run that little option a couple times. It worked in the first quarter. A couple of times for some bigger gains. Looks like Timpview's gotten wise to it. That was only a pickup of 5, but still a positive play for that Orem offense. They haven't been able to move anywhere in the last couple of minutes and the last couple of drives for this offense.
Yeah, Timpview's free safety, Trinity Toa, number 14, he's all over the place, and he meets Oliver on the edge over there to stop him. Oliver had a lot of room if he would have passed Toa right there.
Ka'ava in the backfield. Swinging to the right is Stonebreaker, who tries to set up a spot for him. A penalty flag down. Ka'ava's in the backfield for a lot of time, which is never good for those offensive linemen who have to do a little bit of extra protection. Looks like they may have gotten him on the hold, Harp.
You know, you want to give your quarterback 3 to 4 seconds to throw the ball, but if he starts running, you got to just let the guy go.
As soon as they run, that's the hardest thing to be able to stay with.
Yeah, and knowing if they took off.
During the play, holding, number 50 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat second down.
Tayo Fano picked up on that one. He's the right guard for Orem. But, yeah, like you said, as soon as you started to see Ka'ava roll to the right, it wasn't just rolling. He's sprinting to that, or to the left side there. You got to let go of your guy and just let your quarterback do some of that running, because your guy's probably not going to catch up to him anyway. But you feel that pressure to try to protect your quarterback, and that'll get you in a bad spot. Ka'ava back in shotgun. Offset to his right, looks like Oliver Bills. Or to his left, excuse me.
Second and long, screener draw.
Takes the snap, looks to pass immediately. Finds one of his wideouts, who also is able to keep that. The yards after catch keep coming. Gets it out to the right side there. Looks like Stonebreaker was the receiver there. Stonebreaker ends up picking up 16, and they get themselves a first down. Harvey, boy, I tell you, they needed that. 25-yard pickup on the play.
You just see Stonebreaker just stop right there at the sticks. You know, Ka'ava knew that he was going to be right there at the sticks. Ka'ava, pressure gets to him, but he trusts that Stonebreaker's going to be there. He lets it go, and Stonebreaker brings it down for a first down.
Lincoln Harito ends up the one with the stop for Timpview. Ka'ava taking the snap in the backfield. Immediately swings out a pass. Stonebreaker again, possibly, looks like. That little swing pass able to pick up another 6-7 yards for Orem, who are starting to go a little bit more pace here, Harvey, because it worked for them a little bit more in the first quarter. They pick up 6 yards there. Yeah, it was Stonebreaker on that swing pass. He picks it up. They go second, and they've got second and short here, much more manageable.
They're doing these little short passes. They're just like runs, but I want to see them run the ball a little bit more.
Stonebreaker and Akana split off to the left here. It's trips left. You've got Kai Wesley, their tight end, also split off. Ka'ava takes a shotgun snap, backs up, 3-4 step drop, goes to his big man Akana, who's wide open. He makes the catch. He extends it. He's all the way down to the Timpview 20-yard line. That's what he was looking for, and he asked for the crowd to support as he gets that big catch. Akana breaks loose. They've been waiting for that one to happen. It was a 40-yard pickup between Akana and Ka'ava.
Here's the replay. He bombs it to the left side. Hey, he missed him on that earlier pass down the sideline, but makes that throw right there for a big chunk of yardage.
That's the one that Ka'ava needed for that confidence boost. He'd been off quite a bit on those longer throws. He finds his big man, and even then maybe overthrows him just a touch, but what an athletic play by Akana, who ends up reeling that thing in and then keeps his feet all the way down to the Timpview 21-yard line officially, but a massive pickup. Huge, massive for this Timpview team. They needed it right here. We'll take another break very quickly here as they take one on the field. Stay right here with us on Game Night Live. Harvey Longy, Alex Curie. Stay right here with us.
Welcome back to the UCCU Savings Spotlight.
Today's play of the day goes to Becky, a single mom who just got her son Max a youth debit card from UCCU.
This is a big win for Max, who knows that UCCU mobile banking makes it easy for his mom to add money to his debit card anytime.
It's also a big win for Becky, who knows it also makes it easy to monitor her child's spending anytime. Final score, 1 happy son, 1 responsible mom.
Welcome back to Orem. Ka'ava takes the shotgun snap. It's a
Screens
screen
Oliver
pass.
Bills.
Oliver Bills gets that pickup. Number 9 walks into the end zone from the 21-yard line. Touchdown.
Oliver Bills, touchdown, Tigers!
They started to pick up some steam on offense, Harvey. They got a couple big pickups. They got a couple first downs. They go down the field on a big play, and immediately out of the timeout, they call a play we hadn't seen all night. Nice little screen. You saw that pickup. Oliver Bills is an athlete, and you just got to put it in his hands. But I'll tell you, that offensive line, give him credit. They were all out there. Convoy, he didn't have anybody touch him to get in the end zone.
Oliver Bills, one of the top scorers on this team, and he just adds on another touchdown. I believe that's his 3rd of the season, and that had good vision of just catching and running and following his blocks, and there wasn't really much to block. He had enough field to drive, like I said, my truck down there to score.
We can't even have a PAT go without a penalty.
Illegal formation. Linemen have their feet interlocked. 5-yard penalty.
That scoring drive, by the way, as we wait for the offense to back up for this PAT, 5 plays, a minute 42, 86 yards, very different from the other drives that we saw earlier. It pays off with that 21-yard touchdown between Ka'ava and Bills.
That 40-yard to Akana, Ka'ava connects with Akana 40 yards, and then that 21 yards to seal the deal right there. 60 yards in 2 plays. As a defense, play a little bit more back.
Bradley lines up, the kicker for Orem, puts it up, and it's good. You got yourself a 7-3 game with 49 seconds left. As they approach the half, they had to have that score because you don't know if they're going to be able to see it again. And here's that touchdown again, that absolute convoy of big men. Great blocks by the guys, and you see Bills walks in to the end zone untouched.
And whenever there is a screen pass, someone has to set the edge and send the runner back. And you see the first defender for Timpview, number 5, I believe, he goes under the first blocker. And when you go under and you just let that edge go, now you have all those old linemen just blocking in front of you, and no one set the edge for you to send the runner back into the defense. Someone has to set the edge all times, even on screens.
So now, with that 61-yard touchdown drive, Orem has 171 yards of total offense to Timpview's 70 yards of total offense. And the blackout crowd here at Orem High School is going bonkers. Lots of, Harvey, I saw it before we walked in, the blackout crowd, we knew it was coming. Lots of Batman masks. Lots of Batman masks. Lots of Scream masks. It's that time of year for the kids to get wild here at Orem High School. Our stats tonight, Miley Rustin. She's the one you're going to be able to get all those. And she's doing her work tonight with all these penalties. My heavens. The kickoff for Orem. Straight line drive. Looks like it's going to go through the end zone, and Timpview's going to take over after the touchback at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Timpview Thunderbirds. Not going to be able to do much at 49 seconds unless you get a big one, but Timpview hasn't been threatening with a deep ball or any type of deep action tonight unless it's because of the penalties of Orem.
No, it's been handing off the ball to Javea. It's been just ground and pound, maybe take a shot in between the hash marks. He missed one on the sideline right there, Dennis has, and Dennis has been running for his life a little bit from Junie and Jag. So we'll see what they can do. Maybe they can get past half field here and get close enough for a field goal. They hit a 33-yard field goal earlier. It was a knuckleball, so I don't know how much more yardage they can get back to if they want to hit a field goal.
Tuaone takes the snap, tries to get it out wide to one of his receivers. He does quickly, and they're going quick so that they can get this thing going, and that pass is caught. Number 2, Jackson Palmer with the catch for Timpview. Ends up getting 8 yards, but more importantly gets out of bounds. It's only cost them 5 seconds. They get 9 yards on the pickup, 2nd and short. Short time here. They're going to get back up to the line of scrimmage here. Mostly wide outs. Javea in the backfield, accompanying Tuaone, who's at pistol, takes the snap chest high, leans back, then starts to run immediately. He throws the ball. He has his tight end down the middle of the field, who's now going. Down the middle of the field. No, this is one of his wideouts.
25.
Braxton Wilkerson, or 25. It looks like Jaden Palmer getting down there, but now they're going to set the ball. They're going to immediately start the clock. Timpview's got timeouts on the board. A 41-yard pickup there at the 30-yard line of Orem.
They take
and
a
now
timeout.
Timpview takes that timeout. Suddenly, their biggest play of the night comes exactly when they needed it, which is with 30 seconds left in the first half.
That was the explosive play they needed. And if they could take care of the ball and just keep getting yardage right here and not lose any, they have an opportunity to take this game to a 7-6 before the half. So Timpview needs to take care of the ball. They no sacks and understand the situation right here. They have one timeout left. That if it's a first down, they can either hurry up back and hurry up and just kill the ball and just kill the time, or you protect the ball as a quarterback and throw it out of bounds. Don't throw any interceptions and don't take any sacks right here.
Game Night Live powered by Utah Community Credit Union, celebrating 25 UCCU branches across the Wasatch Front. Enter to win a Jeep this year. UCCU, love where you bank. Tua One, that was his most athletic play of the night, too. It looked like he was going to tuck that thing and run. Instead, pulls it right back up at the last second, makes that throw. He's back into shotgun again with Havea in the backfield with him. Tua One claps, takes the snap, chest high, drops back. He goes deep immediately. He has one man with two defenders, knocked down by Galii, who makes the play.
Pass broken up by Will Rasmussen and Isa
Galii there again. Will Rasmussen was absolutely there, but man, it was good of those guys to not have a pass interference on this call. They stayed away from him. They turned around just like it's like they heard you in the first quarter. They turned around, made a play on the ball. Rasmussen was there, Galii there as well. 26 seconds left for Timpview, who are at the 30-yard line of Orem. I think one timeout left for the Thunderbirds, still in their back pocket. Tuione claps, sends a man in motion. Claps again, takes the snap. You have a whistle blown dead immediately. False start, looks like, on Timpview.
Guard the snap. False start. Number 72 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3 minutes, second down.
Again, Harvey, guess who's right in front of number 74 over there? Juni Moala, an absolute beast. If he's not making the sacks, he's making you a little bit nervous about getting set and making some pass pro go on.
You got to be able to hold your water, especially in this situation. This situation right here, they can't afford to take lost yardage. Timpview can't, and they just lost 5 right there, and it had nothing to do with the play. You know, that's something they could control. Before and after the whistles, you can control that.
Unga looks like with the hold. Tuione takes the snap at shotgun, rolls a little bit to his left, starts looking, firing again deep, has one man down there, not able to get it down the field. His intended target was Braxton Wilkerson again down there deep. Had two defenders on top. It was a great throw off of his, going off to his left there. Made that throw, put it away from the defenders, but his guy wasn't able to get there. So you're now looking at a third and very long, 3rd and 15. 19 seconds left in the first half here. Timpview at the Orem 35-yard line. And only 19 seconds to operate.
You know, do a little now screen or something. See if you can get out of bounds. Maybe a 10-yard out. Try to just get to the sideline. Just do a catch and run. If you can't, just get right out of bounds and see if that field goal team can come in here and knock it through the uprights and get 3 points.
Tuione takes a sack on 3rd down. They're going to have to take their timeout or let it run out. Not sure how big the leg is of their kicker here, but now they're back lined up. They're going to let this thing wind all the way down. Then they're going to call timeout with 4 seconds left. I'm not sure what the leg is like on Luke Thornock for Timpview High School, but Juni Moala, shocker, he's there to make the play. That guy's all over the field. He's got 2 sacks already in the first half for this Orem team. The Davis transfer absolutely making a mess for this Timpview offense. Juni Moala, that guy is an absolute beast. He is absolutely the best defender on the field right now.
Man, he's making it tough, especially for Dennis Tuione to try to just get his feet settled, see where he can throw the ball, and he has 0 time because of Juni Moala. He is just hungry for these sacks. Maybe he ties his season high with those 6 sacks in one game. I don't know. You know, we're already halfway through the game. He has 2, though, and he's making O-linemen jump off sides. He's making Dennis get off his spot way quicker than usual, and he's just putting fear in this Timpview offense.
The most productive drive of the night for Timpview, but they get stalled out. Looks like they're going to attempt. Thornock is going to attempt a 54, 53-yard, right kind of between the 53 and 54-yard mark at that 43, 44-yard line at the middle of the field. Here comes Thornock with 8 seconds left in the first half. Snap is down. Thornock puts the boot up, and it's going to be short of the goalpost. 3 seconds left on the clock for Orem. Interesting to see what Coach Reynolds is going to end up doing. I think he might send his guys out, maybe take a knee and just head into the locker room with a quick lead. Or do you maybe put that ball up in the air? Harvey with 3 seconds left. I mean, I play enough video games. I probably am not thinking straight.
No, take a knee, maybe do a little run, downhill run, direct run, but just take a knee, let the guys go in. If he does take a shot, then we know it's rivalry week, baby.
Well, they placed the ball as a touchback officially because the field goal kick actually only got to about the middle of the end zone. It looked like Akana actually got a hand on it because he was back there just in case that thing. He was going to try to attempt the old kick six. And he gets a hand on it, goes through the end zone, and so it ends up being a touchback instead of putting the ball at the 50-yard line, which is where they would have been attempting a pass from. But it looks like they're not actually taking a knee. Kaava taking the shotgun snap with 3 seconds left. He's going to use all 3.5 seconds for that drop back. He's going to start to roll to his right, throws the middle down the field, and it falls harmlessly at the 45-yard line of Timpview, and that's the end of your first half. Timpview High School hanging in there with the Orem Tigers here in Orem. The Tigers have the lead 7-3. It's been an absolute back and forth. I'd love to say it's a defensive battle, Harvey. It's been more of a penalty battle between the two teams. But
I want to say it's a defensive battle, but I almost want to just say that Orem is just shooting themselves in the foot with 6 penalties over 70 yards. They kept Timpview on these drives, and then Timpview will find a spark with like that 41-yard pass, or Havea just being able to ground and pound and get 5 here, 6 here, 5 here, 6 here. So penalties have been hurting Orem. And it's also hurt Timpview a little bit, but it's been slowed down a little bit on the T-Bird side.
You've got yourself at the half a couple of yardage stats I want to give you. Miley Rustin, our statistician here on site tonight, she's got 171 for Orem's offense to 119 for Timpview. And Timpview got 60 of those, I think, in that last drive right here, or at least 45 of them. And on that one play, that was the biggest. That was their biggest one of the night. But 119 yards for Timpview. They're going to have to do a lot more. But again, the story of the first half is 10 penalties between the two teams for over 100 yards of penalty yardage. A couple of miscues on the Orem side of the ball, and you've got yourself a close game here, 7-3. And of course, every year, right here, one of the great partners we have for Game Night Live that is powered by UCCU, Utah Community Credit Union. We're, of course, bringing you, as part of our UCCU Credit Union, want to make sure that we have you understand how big of a deal this is for us, because every week we're able to do these award-winning scholarships. And right there on the field right now, Mateo Flores is our winner of this week's Game Night Live and UCCU Assist Scholarship. This is an impressive young man from Orem High School. Mateo, state champion swimmer. He also plays in the Orem Jazz Band. He takes 8 AP classes. He's on the track team as well. And he's also going to get his associate's degree by the end of the year. In addition to all those, Mateo participates in French Club. He also is a translator at Cascade Elementary School during the week. Congratulations to Mateo, and many thanks to UCCU. UCCU brings you Game Night Live every week. Love where you bank. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll come right back. We've got more to go. Your second half action here from Orem High School. We'll get you ready for that and much more. Harvey Longy, former NFLer. I'm Alex Keary, filling in for Jeremiah Jensen tonight. We'll be back. More to go at the half here in Orem. It's 7 to the Orem Tigers and 3 for your Timpanogos Thunderbirds. More to go. Stay with us.
Back to UCCU Savings Spotlight.
Today's play of the day goes to Becky, a single mom who just got her son Max a youth debit card from UCCU.
This is a big win for Max, who knows that UCCU mobile banking makes it easy for his mom to add money to his debit card anytime.
It's also a big win for Becky, who knows it also makes it easy to monitor her child's spending anytime. Final score, 1 happy son, 1 responsible mom.
With the assist from UCCU.
One of those those long days working on your feet? Turn your aching feet to happy feet at Salt Lake Running Company. Our award-winning trained staff will provide a custom shoe fitting that will help you find the shoes, inserts, and socks that will make your workday the best it can be. Locally owned and operated for 30 years, SLRC offers rewards, training groups, races, and free community events. Visit us in-store or online today at slrc.com. Your work feet and workout life will get a boost.
Local races, challenging adventures, that one goal that means so much to you. Salt Lake Running Company has the gear and expert advice you need to start and finish strong. You'll be crushing that goal before you know it. With our trained and knowledgeable staff, an award-winning custom shoe fit process, and the head-to-toe products you need, SLRC will gear you up for your goal. Shop in-store at any of our locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
It's time for KSL Sports Rewind's Top 5 Plays. Submit your nominations using the hashtag Rewind5. Top Plays are brought to you by Tab Bank. Don't pay to bank. Get paid to bank with a Tab Spend debit account. Number 5, Lone Peak's Tony Grimmer, the Grim Reaper. Black uniform, black lids. This interception spelled doom for Corner's undefeated season. What a pick for Tony Grimmer to seal it for Lone Peak. They'll bring pressure with Mounga again. That one intercepted! Oh, what a play! Maybe the one that seals it for Lone Peak.
This second half has been the Tony Grimmer half, and he caps it off with a huge interception there.
Olympus hosting Alta, and off the deflection, it's Sam Brown coming up with the Titan interception. What a pick for the Titans.
That's going to be another fake handoff. Oh, slammed in the middle. Oh, it's in the hands of the receiver, but then it's intercepted. Moving the other way that time. And a nice interception by Sam Brown, the junior.
Yuma hosting Brighton in region play Friday night, trailing early as Jackson Nuttall coming up with his Viewmont interception off of his teammate's back. Crafty interception, and there was much rejoicing.
Oh, boy. Goes deep. He's got a receiver down. He goes, oh, it's intercepted. Pretty hands. What a play. Jackson Nuttall with the interception. Great hands.
Exactly what this Viewmont defense needed right here. They needed some sort of spark on the defensive end. Hopefully this can spark the offense to go the other way.
Number 4, give us more power. Prince Afu, great combination of speed and power, but his power on this run running over and through Davis Starks for American Fork.
And so get it back to Afu on another shoulder as he gets the first time, spins off a tackle. Big game for Prince Afu.
Westlake got to know the power of Felice Felipe on Friday night. Not even 5 thunder strikes could close Felipe down on this touchdown run for Harriman. Mustangs are 6-0. And Bountiful Siaki Fekitoa. In a rivalry game, the Cats think they have him. They don't. I love the chase here for Woods Cross, but Fekitoa would not be denied on this 85-yard touchdown run for the Redhawks.
He's approaching 100 yards tonight.
On runs like this, Fekitoa! Fekitoa! Siaki Fekitoa has a shot to go all the way! He stays up him! He stays up! And he gets to the end zone for a touchdown! 87 yards, Siaki Fekitoa!
We saw the Olympus defense earlier. Now we have to show their offense. How about this touchdown catch? Luke Campbell making the diving grab and the Titan win as they open up region play with a victory over Alpha.
In tonight's game, averaging just about 60 yards on the ground. Pass going towards the end zone for Campbell. Oh my goodness, was that caught? It was! Touchdown Olympus as they tie things up at 16 in dramatic fashion.
An acrobatic catch, a little out and up route. About 7 yards, he took 2 steps to the sideline and then got upfield. Olympus with a fantastic drive and a good play to finish it off.
We've seen some nice grabs from Wasatch this year. This might be my favorite. Cash Coombs, a one-handed catch despite the penalty for the Wasps.
Hard, takes a snap, looking left, looking deep. His man's got a step, and he caught it once again through the contact.
And just dropping dimes out to Cash Coombs with the nice little one-handed body catch while he's getting tugged on. Great play.
And Brock Harris has had a monster year for Pineview, nearing unguardable territory like here. The leaping one-handed grab for the Pineview tight end. What a catch for Harris.
Look at the pass. Gonna go deep down the side. Caught! Harris! And his helmet gets ripped off!
Number 2, same game, but we got to talk about Brody Lounsbury. 3 different kinds of smoke on Friday night. Has this catch on a drive to go down and take the lead.
This time we'll drop back to pass. He's got pressure coming out of in the middle. Lounsbury, how does he hold on?
Brody Lounsbury, how do you do, my friend?
After taking the lead, it's Brody coming off the edge with a huge sack on 3rd down.
You've got 2 premier guys right there.
And it's going to be a sack. Big booming hit, Brody Lounsbury.
And Lounsbury, like I said, he's not a quarterback, not a wide receiver, not a running back. He's an athlete.
And then with the ball back, a 3rd and 1. They'll run it with him. He gets the first, helps seal the win as Lounsbury making huge plays for Snow Canyon to open up region play, knocking off Pineview.
3rd and 1. And it's Lounsbury, easy first down. Still on his feet. He's got some help from his offensive lineman. Pushing him forward. Lounsbury, he picks up 15 yards.
Let's let him bust through the second level. 1, 2, 3, I think 4, 5. We're pursuing him. It takes some time with a player this hard-nosed and gritty running the football on Brody Lounsbury. So,
and our top plays of the week, we've got to start with Weaver. Creed DeVries. How about this catch? You see him kind of tap it to himself. That ball still loose as he's going to the ground, but is able to secure it. We got to check this one out one more time. This is too good from DeVries. Arlington came back, had the lead late. Weaver able to pull it out. You see DeVries. What a grab from the stud Creed DeVries. We've got more years watching him ahead, folks. Back to Beaumont. Brighton got the air attack going on Friday night. How about Jace Evans? In the air, able to use his size and strength to come up with this grab for the Bengals.
In the backfield, he looks to survey. Oh, he's going deep. He's got a guy wide open, and it's caught.
What a grab.
That's number 11, Jace Evans.
Rice having a ton of time, looking comfortable back there. But great play by the receiver.
Finally back to Snow Canyon. We got to show you this one. 3rd and 13. Snow Canyon tied up, trying to
pull out a late win. Going to throw this one up, and Isaiah Thompson, you have to check this catch out. A one-handed catch on the run to give Snow Canyon a win over Pineview.
Good pocket from the defense. Now bursting through on the backside. Going to go deep. Is he there? Oh, he's got it!
Oh, my gosh!
What an unbelievable play! Isaiah Thompson brings it in!
There's a Brock Harris pursuing, and he lets this one fly, and the catch is one of the year. I mean, that is the best catch I've seen this year in Region 9 by Mr. Isaiah.
And those are KSL Sports Rewind's top 5 plays of the week. If you have a top play, send it to KSL Sports Rewind on social media at KSL Sports Rewind using the hashtag Rewind5.
Want to supercharge your savings? Right now, UCCU is offering short-term savings options with incredibly high yields. Plus, UCCU makes it easy to transfer money from other financial institutions. Just visit UCCU.com and supercharge your savings.
Back to the UCCU Savings Spotlight.
Today's play of the day goes to Becky, a single mom who just got her son Max a youth debit card from UCCU.
This is a big win for Max, who knows that UCCU mobile banking makes it easy for his mom to add money to his debit card anytime.
It's also a big win for Becky, who knows it also makes it easy to monitor her child's spending anytime. Final score, 1 happy son, 1 responsible mom.
With the assist from UCCU.
One of those long days working on your feet? Turn your aching feet to happy feet at Salt Lake Running Company. Our award-winning trained staff will provide a custom shoe fitting that will help you find the shoes, inserts, and socks that will make your workday the best it can be. Locally owned and operated for 30 years, SLRC offers rewards, training groups, races, and free community events. Visit us in-store or online today at slrc.com. Your work feet and workout life will get a boost.
Ice, local races, challenging adventures, that one goal that means so much to you. Salt Lake Running Company has the gear and expert advice you need to start and finish strong. You'll be crushing that goal before you know it. With our trained and knowledgeable staff, an award-winning custom shoe fit process, and the head-to-toe products you need, SLRC will gear you up for your goal. Shop in-store at any of our locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
It's time for KSL Sports Rewind's top 5 plays. Submit your nominations using the hashtag Rewind5.
Welcome back. It is Game Night Live, powered by UCCU. Love where you bank. Here we are. Harvey Longy, former NFLer, former BYU linebacker. I'm Alex Keary, filling in for Jeremiah Jensen this evening. Got ourselves a little battle here in Orem. 7-3, the Orem Tigers, the home team, supposed to be putting up a lot more on the board when it comes to the offense. Their Alabama committed quarterback Ka'aba with only 12 passing attempts, 6 for 12, 79 yards. That's not going to get it done total. No, excuse me. He's 9 for 12 for 123 and a touchdown. That final drive gave him 70 of those yards. Harvey, I've been pretty surprised because the penalties have kind of killed both teams here, and that's why you're seeing such a low score.
Yeah, you see that 171 for Orem, total yards. You have 119 for Timpview. A lot of these yards were given because of the sticks got, hey, we're going to get a new set of downs and due to penalties. Orem has 6 penalties for 70 yards, and Timpview has 4 for 33, and these penalties come at costly times. Timpview was about to score before the half, get to the field goal range, and they get a false start that moves them 5 yards back. And once you get 5 yards back, he gets out of his the range to kick a field goal and make this game a little bit close where it could have easily been 6-7. So I want to see a cleaner game this next half. Timpview's been coming out really run heavy, the ground and pound, a lot of just RPO type of deals, and Ka'aba has been trying to take that deep ball and that explosive play down the hill, down the field. But I want to see the Orem Tigers, get a piece of that little ground and pound that Timpview's come to this game with, and hand off that ball and see if these guys can get some ground and pound, get these linebackers stepping up, get some of these safeties stepping up, and maybe have an easier throw down the field with the play action.
Akana's going to have the kickoff duties again for Orem, back to receive both DC Fonua and it looks like Jaden Palmer for Timpview, who are going to receive here in the second half as we kick things off here. Timpview getting the ball first. The big leg from the big man there, Akana. Looks like that thing's headed down to the end zone. And, of course, in high school, as soon as that passes the plane, it's going to be a touchback. It just barely got through that front end of the end zone. So you're going to see Timpview taking over at the 20-yard line. Your thoughts on this Timpview offense, how to get this ball going in the second half?
Like I said before, they're doing they came out earlier in the first half with the ground and pound to Havea. I do want to see Dennis run the ball a little bit more, try to get Junie slowed down and Jag on the end slowed down a little bit more, because now they have to worry about the quarterback, and keep doing these quick throws. These quick throws have been helping have been successful for the T-Birds. So quick throws, maybe get Dennis in the run game a little bit, but here they go, under center.
Under center for Tuaone, who hands it off immediately to Havea. Looks like, they get a massive push by their own line. You don't need more extra, or not much more extra help from that offensive line when you've got Havea running that football. But he got a massive push from his O-line. Picks up 7 right off the bat here as we have a massive explosion of confetti going on in front of us from the student section here at Orem. It's almost like they didn't want to see what happened. They didn't want us to see what happened on that play. But, man, good pickup on a first down by Havea. Back under center. Tuaone. Back to the run game. Off tackle right is Havea. He goes, gets himself 3.5 yards or 4.5 yards. That's going to be good enough for that first down. They move to 6 immediately after 2 plays. That's exactly how you want to start that thing off.
Yeah, you have a shaken up player, Timpview number 72, but he's back up.
Timpview
going, hurry up.
Trying to speed things up a little bit, but they made 1 substitution, which means, of course, that Orem can make a substitution on defense. So they do. They take a little bit of extra time, add an extra defensive lineman. They've got that 4-man front headed up by Junie Moala there. Off to the left now is Havea, who gets himself right up the middle again and an immediate 8 yards. Off guard left. Havea is just absolutely eating tonight when he has even just a little bit of a space. Look at that gap that he took there. There wasn't much there, and he just went right after it.
Yep, number 1 right there for Orem. He's supposed to come fill up that gap, but gosh, Havea keeps his feet moving and just goes right past him and gets, 9 yards on that last play.
Immediately, they go straight again to Havea again off the left side. Junie Moala says, no thank you. We're not going to keep doing this all night. He gets him for another TFL, or at least no gain in the backfield there.
You see,
Havea just took 3 plays in a row. They took him right off the field again.
That's one of the situations I was hoping, hey, maybe don't give it to him and let Dennis just take it and just run it,
Tuaone taking direction from the sideline. Under center. Takes a look at the defense. Gets under center, takes the snap. Hands the ball off to his up back. It looks like Tua, who takes who gets stopped. They stop him with the forward progress, and he loses a yard. So now you're going to be 4th and short, but you're in your own 39-yard line. Looks like the punt team's going to have to come out quick. After you had a 2nd and 1, Harvey, you go backward on 2 consecutive plays, and Orem's defense with a big stop.
So they send pressure on the left side with Akana on Jag Ioana's side, and Jag just goes right under the tackle and gets that, beats Toa right in the backfield.
Jag Ione has just been a beast there. Number 8 for Orem in that backfield. He makes that TFL. The punt team on. Takes his time to get the boot off, but he does. And then a fair catch down by Orem's Javoni Halalilo. He ends up getting that punt of 36 yards and taking it with the fair catch at their own 25-yard line, which is where Ka'aba is going to go back to operating and see if he can get that offense down the field.
That last situation for Timpview, where it's 3rd and short, you just gave it to one guy all 3 downs, all 2 downs, and then you're going for 3rd down right there. Why not change the cadence and go for 2? You know, Junie and Jag are just foaming at the mouth to just get back there.
Sure.
Maybe you get some free yards right there and just change the cadence and see if you can get an offsides.
Well, they went quick, and neither of those 2 quick handoffs worked out. In fact, Havea came off the field, and that ended up with nothing doing. Ka'ava empty in the backfield with 1 man in motion as he takes the snap. He goes across with a crosser across the field. He's got himself a nice pickup by number 3. This one might go all the way. Look at this, 25 down to the Timpview 20-yard line. They have flipped the field on just 1 play. Number 3, Mac Ellison with the pickup. Just on a quick crosser, didn't have to do much on that play, but it ends up being a 50-yard pickup. As you see in the replay, Ellison comes across the middle, and nobody there from that Timpview defense on the entire right side of that field. And Orem immediately goes right back to work again. Instead of on the option pitch there, instead of handing it off to Braxton Wilkerson, as they've done it a couple times here, Ka'aba keeps it himself. Gets 4 yards and then a little bit of extracurricular at the end, and you see the yellow hanky go up into the air. Some late action there in that play as Ka'ava kept that ball, went down into the middle of the field. Didn't like how he was being treated there by the Timpview defenders.
The Timpview defender didn't think he was down yet, so he finished the tackle. I didn't hear a whistle. So he just kept going with it, and clearly everyone else stopped, but the defender just slammed Ka'ava into the ground, and that's when the flag came out. I wonder if it's going to be on computer.
See what the white hat says as he turns his mic on.
After the play, we have a personal foul on each team. Personal foul on the defense, personal foul on the offense. Those penalties are going to offset. 2nd down.
Going to be that 2nd and 3 that he picked up with the offsetting personal foul penalties. But yeah, a little bit of nastiness between the 2 teams there. No one likes their quarterback getting hit. And if you're the other team, you want to hit that quarterback.
Yeah, you have a bunch of trips over here on the left side, and you have Max Stonebreaker in the back. Shotgun is a Ka'ava.
Ka'ava takes the snap chest high, swings it out to Stonebreaker, who takes it there in the backfield. Linebackers from Timpview meet him there. He tries to get to the edge, ends up not picking up any at all. Pick up no gain, actually, on the play. It's going to end up being that same 3rd and 2. Nice pursuit by those linebackers from Timpview.
Duncan Strong right there on the tackle. Love the way that he stayed on the inside leverage and just held that leverage. You know, Max Stonebreaker can go side to side pretty quick, and he took that edge right there, but he couldn't go inside due to Duncan's leverage, and all he had was the sideline, and that's where he did, and that's where he ran to and got maybe a yard on that play.
Beckham Curtis in the backfield to the left, offset from a shotgun set for Ka'aba. Takes the snap chest high, looks to his right immediately, is under pressure. And then one of their big defensive linemen.
There's Sam.
It's
Sam.
Let me see who this is. Number 90, the big man, their center on offense for Timpview. It's Sam Hepworth. That's the 2nd time he's been in Ka'ava's face, and that's a loss of 7 yards on the sack of the big quarterback that's committed to Alabama. That's a nice one to put on your highlight film if you're Sam Hepworth. He's fighting in there. He is definitely making a difference there in the middle. And you saw as soon as Ka'ava started to look like he was going to move in that direction, those guys stayed home, and they made sure that he didn't go anywhere.
It was awesome. They kept the 2 A gaps. They had their 3 techs very wide, and then they had the blitz come through the middle, and then they had one of their ends drop. So Dennis was a little confused right there. It looked like it could have been a blitz or an all-out blitz type of deal, but they had the ends drop into the coverage and be able to stay in those little slant pockets, and Dennis couldn't let it go enough, so he holds onto the ball a little bit right there. Kaaba, and Kaaba takes the sack right there. So good job for the Timpview defense.
Lance Reynolds didn't like what he saw on offense. He was trying to send a play in. The whole offense was looking at him like, what are we doing here? So the coach takes a timeout, and that's where we're going to take one as well. Let's come right back here to Game Night Live, powered by UCCU. Alex Curie and Harvey Longy live in Orem at Orem High School between Orem and Timpview at 7-3, 8 minutes left. Orem driving down here on this Timpview side of the field at the 30-yard line. We'll be right back.
One of those long days working on your feet? Turn your aching feet to happy feet at Salt Lake Running Company. Our award-winning trained staff will provide a custom shoe fitting that will help you find the shoes, inserts, and socks that will make your workday the best it can be. Locally owned and operated for 30 years, SLRC offers rewards, training groups, races, and free community events. Visit us in-store or online today at slrc.com. Your work feet and workout life will get a boost.
Out of the timeout, Kaava in shotgun, rolls to his right, takes the snap, keeps rolling, looking to the end zone, has a man. It's definitely going to be at least a pass interference. Is it caught in the end zone? Kawe Akana down in the end zone. It didn't look like he came up with the ball, but he was excited enough because he knew the defenders from Timpview were absolutely all over him. So at the very least, into the end zone. You see the hanky come out from the official. Likely defensive pass interference, but they're driving the ball down. You said they got to get that ball down the field. Let your big men make the catch. And if they're not going to make the catch, make that defense make a pass interference. And that's exactly what happened. Two defenders down there, they both were all over Akane. Here's the referee with the call here.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 8. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
I think Orem gets away with this one. As I saw in, live, I thought that he played the hands and played the defender right when the ball got
Here's
to
the
him.
replay right here as he rolled to his right there.
I think that's good defense. Yeah, it's a little bit earlier than you could be very nitpicky on that, but he played the defender right when the ball got there.
Steele Richards was there, Trinity Toa both in the area. Not sure which one they called the penalty on, but a timeout for Timpview right now as both teams have taken quick timeouts, they've taken their timeouts at least here in the early part of the third quarter here. I'm certain that it's not going to be a fourth down just because it was a pass interference down the field here. The sticks are marking fourth down, but obviously that's going to be a automatic first down situation, but they're going to get bailed out again by a defensive play or by a defensive penalty by Timpview. Feel like they're getting a little desperate trying to play those receivers down the field, but it hasn't really been their go-to tonight. It hasn't really been that effective for them tonight. Trying to get the ball down the field from Kaava to his wide receivers just has not necessarily worked out except for one time down the field deep to Akane. Then you had that crossing pattern, of course, down the field to Mac Ellison that worked out for those 50 yards. It is a fourth down. I'm not sure how you call a fourth down or how they got to a fourth down after a pass interference penalty, but you've got the kicker on the field for Orem, who's going to attempt a 34-yard kick. Ben Bradley comes out, the senior, lines it up from the center. The snap is up, the kick is up, and it looks like it goes right through the uprights. It's good.
The only thing I could think of is that the pass interference is probably, the midway point from where it was to, where he threw it to where they're at now. Because like that, I'm a little bit confused right now. It's like, hey, half the distance to the goal or something. But don't you get a new set of downs with that?
I thought that it was an automatic first down on a pass interference, but maybe I've been hibernating through the newest set of high school rules here. So Orem does get 3 up on the board. So another drive that ends not really the way they wanted to, but goes 5 plays, a minute 37, sputters to a stop there, 59 yards total. Of course, the big one was the 50-yard pass to Ellison from Kaava, who has now got 172 passing yards on the night, 11 for 14 with a touchdown. That stat line looks so much more effective than it actually feels when you've only got 10 points on the board. It just feels like they haven't really gotten anything going yet.
You got to tip your hat off to the Timpview defense, holding that Orem offense just to a field goal. Hey, you keep it one possession. Now you just tell your offense, hey, go out there. We got your back. You know, keeping this Orem offense just to 10 points going into your third quarter right here with 7 minutes left. You know, that gives hope to an offense. That gives hope to a team. So I hope Timpview's defense can keep that up, but we need to see what Orem's defense can do as Timpview's offense finally takes the field for the first time in the second time in the second half.
Akana kicks that ball through the end zone again. Timpview's going to take their offense back out onto the field. Tuaone, flashes of brilliance here and there. A couple of really nice passes that have gotten him down the field, but it's really hard when you've got Juni Moala right there as they hand the ball off. Tua, the back who gets it from Tuaone in the backfield.
And met behind the line of scrimmage for Juni Moala.
Yeah, Hunter Hopoate, the running back on that one. They've been shifting around between three backs. Havea getting the bulk of the work tonight, but Hopoate with his second carry of the night. He gets two, and Timpview is now second down. Havea back into the backfield, or is it stay Hopoate? Tuaone takes the snap from under center.
Pressure.
Sidearm throw, a little swing out to his wideout. Looks like number one. That was Hunter Hopoate who got that pass there. Picked up another 3 yards-ish. Easton Kojima, the middle linebacker with the play there, stops him short there. They pick up 3. It's now 3rd and 5.
That's a good play by Easton. They sent pressure, so if Easton's not there to secure that tackle, you know, Hopoate could have taken that up the sideline right there.
Tuaone under center. Two-back set. Hands it off. Havea back in the game, but oh my goodness, what a big hit by number 13, Akana. Was it third? Yeah, that was Koi Akana with that massive hit there. He was like, look, I know Havea's gotten the big hits on us tonight. We're going to make sure he tries to feel one from us at least there. And that sends the Timpview Thunderbirds into 4th down after just a pickup of 1. That's a rare 1-yard pickup for Havea tonight. He was getting 3, 4, and 5 on every time he touched the ball.
This Orem defense is starting to catch fire in the second half. If they keep this thing up, this game can get ugly quick.
Beckham Curtis back to receive the punt from Timpview. He calls for a fair catch. Has that Timpview defender right on him who backs off a little bit so he doesn't get that catch interference. And the Orem Tigers take that fair catch on a 32-yard punt. It goes down to their own 41-yard line. So they're going to operate from right there. Ka'ava, shorter field. What can he do now? He's had an effective night of passing, but the numbers haven't really translated into them picking up a lot when it comes to the point total. 10 points. They're up 10-3 right now with the football with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Orem back operating on offense. Beckham Curtis, the offset back to the left of Ka'ava, who takes the snap chest high. Immediate pass to the right, and he's swinging at the old hook and lateral there. You had number 15 off to the side for Orem, who's Matt Christensen, took the catch immediately and swung it out to, I think it was Curtis who started off in the backfield. Tonga Tuatoioli with the tackle on that one. Nice little gadget play. Doesn't go for much. The shortest hook and lateral in the history of football at 3.5 yards. They did it.
Yeah.
Back under center, man in motion. Stonebreaker comes across the face of Ka'ava, who hands the ball off. Oliver Bills takes the handoff, goes for just about 1. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for this Orem Tigers team now as they operate just around midfield at the 46-yard line.
I believe Oliver Ruckert, number 45, and number 44, Battaglione Tui, just were on that last tackle on Oliver Bills. Now it makes it 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5, Ka'ava back in shotgun again to his right. Oliver Bills, quick pass out to the right. Stonebreaker with the catch. Going to be about a yard short just at midfield. Looks like that's going to take it to 4th and 1. This is 4th down conversion territory right here if you're Coach Lance Reynolds, am I right?
Yep. And Timpview brings 6 right here. Ka'ava sees that, and he throws it to his hot receiver to Max Stonebreaker for, 5-yard gain. Yeah, it's 4th and short right here, but they're going to go for it.
Offense stays on the field. You know what they're not doing? That heavy set that got him the fumble earlier in the game. Actually, yeah, Ka'ava in shotgun, set all the way behind him is another running back. And then you've got Curtis. Also set to the left, a nice little pitch, option pitch. Stonebreaker all the way to the edge. 4th and 1 turns into a conversion of multiples. Stonebreaker takes that gadget pitch to the outside for 21 yards. All they needed was 1. He gets 21, and they're deep into the territory of Timpview again right now. Nice little quick pitch to Stonebreaker. Nice call by Coach Reynolds on that one to pick up not just 1, but 21.
Way to out-leverage Timpview's defense. The Tigers come over there. They do an option to the open side, and there's no one there to set the edge, and he's off to the races.
Stonebreaker again on a quick handoff to the outside. Picks up a quick 5 from the hands of Ka'aba. Nice 5-yard pickup there. 2 plays in a row. Gets 26 yards for Stonebreaker, who's been a big piece of this offense and this drive.
And let's see if the T-Birds can hold them off to another field goal. You know, after losing a 4th and short and then having a whole new set of downs, you know, these guys are gassed a little bit. They're going to have to dig deep here and see if they can just at least hold the Tigers to a field goal.
Ka'aba in the backfield, operating. Goes all the way to that shotgun set. To his left, Oliver Bills, number 9. The offset back. In motion, Stonebreaker. Takes the snap chest high as Ka'aba takes an immediate little draw handoff to Oliver Bills. Goes up the middle. Looked like it had a little bit more than it was going to end up with, but he goes for 5 yards. It's going to be a nice 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 for this Orem Tigers team. It looked like it was opening up a little bit more than it was. He just got that shoestring tackle there at the end. Nice pickup by Timpview to be able to make sure that he didn't convert that one, not just for a first down, but a touchdown.
Oliver Bills is lined up on the left side. He's probably going motion too, or he comes back.
Stonebreaker taking the handoff out of the backfield. He goes forward. Does he have enough for that first down? If he doesn't, it's going to be just short. The referees,
they're moving them.
They're going to move those sticks, yeah. The official says move those sticks. They have a first down, a fresh set of downs inside the 20-yard line of Timpview. They're at the 19. He needed to get to the 19 and a half, got to the 19. That's going to be enough there. Now the offense starts to slow down a little bit. They bring a play call in from the sideline.
There's a little bit of one-on-one communication with Akana and Ka'aba right here, so I wonder if they're going to take a shot.
See if they gave a little wink to his wide out there to the left. He still is kind of indicating something to him.
The T-Birds have no help behind on this corner that's going against Akana.
I'll tell you what. It wasn't Timpview who didn't like the setup. It was Coach Reynolds who didn't like how his guys lined up. He comes out there and says, that's not what we called, fellas. Brings his guys over to the sideline. We'll take a quick break here. We'll come right back to Orem High School here in Orem, Utah. Orem, Timpview. Battle down here in Utah County is 10-3 in favor of Orem right now with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third quarter. We'll come right back on Game 9 Live, brought to you by UCCU.
Want to supercharge your savings? Right now, UCCU is offering short-term savings options with incredibly high yields. Plus, UCCU makes it easy to transfer money from other financial institutions. Just visit UCCU.com and supercharge your savings.
UCCU Savings Spotlight.
Today's play of the day goes to Becky, a single mom who just got her son Max a youth debit card from UCCU.
This is a big win for Max, who knows that UCCU mobile banking makes it easy for his mom to add money to the debit card anytime.
It's also a big win for Becky.
And the snap immediately taken and picked off by Timpview. He goes to his right, out for the timeout. He looks at his lone wide receiver to the right. Ka'aba throws and makes his worst decision of the night so far. Throws out to his lone wide receiver, and it's picked off immediately. Tonga Tautelei, he makes the pick, and I don't know what he was throwing to. If we see the replay right here, he looks immediately just at his one receiver who's out there on the right. He wants to go to Mac Ellison, and he is just being looked off by Tonga, who just absolutely watched that whole thing happen in slow motion and got an easy pick there, Hardman.
And Mac actually beat him a little bit, and I think he was Ka'aba thought Mac was going to be a little bit more shallow on like a more tighter slant, but he took it more downfield, and Ka'aba misreads it and throws it.
13-yard penalty will be assessed at the end of the run. First down, Timpview.
There's some
personal
fouls.
Yeah, some more extracurricular after the play again. You had a sideline warning that doesn't go for yardage for Timpview, and then an unsportsmanlike after it was all said and done by Orem that does get walked off. So not only is it an interception, you add 15 yards onto it, and now Timpview's operating from the 42-yard line of their own 42. They were facing the possibility of going down 2 scores, and now they've got the ball almost near Orem's midfield. Tuaone takes the snap, hands it out to Havea, who goes straight up the middle but gets stopped immediately. Gain of just over 1, short of 2. And you've got yourself Alamoti Lavaki, who is there. Timpview on their defense, they've got, or on their offense, they've got themselves set up for this run game. And Havea, he's been effective all night, last couple plays. Less than 2 yards per. Trips right on this one.
Probably a quick throw here to the right.
Takes a snap, tucks it down, and then immediately starts to look, and he has a man downfield, and he goes for him, and it's picked off. It's picked off. Galei takes that ball and immediately takes it right back, and now he's got some room down the sideline to the 40 of Timpview, and taken out of bounds by the quarterback, Tuione, at the 36-yard line. So one good deed of a giveaway deserves another. Galea gets that pick, and what a nice play by him. It's almost like you saw Tuione. He thought he had somebody wide open down the field, and as he started to tuck that thing, it might have been better to tuck it and run. Instead, he throws that up, and Galea comes across, gets that pick, and gets it right back, and they're basically right back where they were.
Yeah, Braxton Wilkerson, man, he does have some room, and he is open, but Isaac Galea undercuts it, and the ball's underthrown, and Isaac takes that ball back, and his vision on that return was awesome. Seeing him being able to turn that interception into about 30-plus yards was nice to see here from the box.
Beckham Curtis takes the ball from a shotgun snap from Kaaba, who hands it off to him. He takes it 6 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 4 here. Now a 2-back set with both Curtis and Bills in the back here. Bills, a lead blocker for Beckham Curtis, who takes it around the edge. He finds himself some nice room on the right side. How about that lead block by Bills? That's one I couldn't take my eyes off of. He gets a 20-yard pickup thanks to number 9, who did all the work for him. Look at this replay here. Watch number 9 come through here and make the big block that actually makes it available so that Beckham Curtis can get going. They get right back to it again. Kaaba and pistol. Then backs it back up to shotgun again. The same 2-back set. Curtis. Bills. Curtis again. This time to the left side. He finds an opening there as well. Gets a block to the outside, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Orem Tigers, with 26 seconds left in the third quarter. That's what they wanted, some power running. That's all they needed. Beckham Curtis finds the end zone on a big pickup on that one. And I'll tell you what happened. You had 2 plays in a row of the same setup. And after the interception, you can see what a turnover does. They lean on their run game, and Beckham Curtis does the work on that drive and gives himself down the field with a nice touchdown. The Orem Tigers give themselves a little bit of a cushion here with the PAT pending at 16-3, hoping to make it 17. It's the last thing Timpview wanted because they had the ball just inside their own territory.
It all started with Isaac Galea's interception, and then
botched snap on the PAT, turns into fire situation that ends up being Bills trying to throw it into the end zone, and that ends up being no good. So it stays 16-3 with 26 seconds left. A 3-play, 48-second drive after the interception by Galei. 9-yard touchdown run by Curtis. He gets into the end zone, but again, a nice couple of pickups there and big blocks on the outside. Cannot say enough about what Akana was doing on that left edge down here because he kept his guy at bay and made sure that Beckham Curtis was able to get in the end zone without much effort there on that last 9-yard run.
Well, the way the Tigers are using all the individuals on their offense, you have Oliver Bills. He can play quarterback, but then he can also run the ball, but he can block. Then you have Beckham Curtis, who can run the ball. He can catch from the backfield. Then you have Akana. You have all these weapons, and they're using them in all different ways, and they're able to just drive down the field.
Here's the touchdown right here. Goes from the right to going off to the left. And you saw that block. Oh, no, it was the big tight end out here, Kai Wesley, who put that block on the edge. I just had seen number 13, Akana, out here on the edge so many times making those blocks, but the tight end.
Yeah, being able to seal his guy outside. There was no edge to the T-Birds defense, and Beckham takes advantage of that.
Akana with the kickoff duties here for Orem. He's been putting them through the end zone most of the evening, and this one looks like it's going to stay in the same way. Goes into the end zone, and the T-Birds are going to operate from the 20-yard line after the touchback kick. You know, they had something going. You get the ball back on a turnover. Last thing you can do is give it right back again, which is what Tueone did. I mean, it's just, they had a shot to come down and try to make something of it, and that interception, I mean, you had one. You didn't have really a lot of turnovers. You had the fumble down here earlier by Orem, the pick by Kaava down here, and you're thinking, okay, they might be able to turn something around. You brought up how if you have those turnovers, you're able to keep yourself in it, and then you hand it right back, and it's just not what they needed, because then that turns into an immediate score by the Tigers. Tueone, a bunch, trips right set over here on his right side with one back in the backfield. Immediate throw, off the mark, incomplete, out of bounds. His intended target, DC Fonua looked like, or Aiden Dutson out at that wideout spot. Not easy for them to get right back into the swing of things, because now if you're Tueone, the sophomore, you're thinking to yourself, I got to do a lot with a little bit of time, and you don't want to be rushed, because then you might start to make more mistakes.
Take your time, you know, get the offense back on track right here.
Tueone with Have in the backfield. Nope, it looks like it was Tua who took that pitch to the left side there. Goes around the edge for just about 1.5. Not much picked up there. They're gonna have a 3rd and long here. Timpview is going to be faced immediately with a decision to be able to say, hey, what are we going to do to pick up these 8 yards, which has not come easy tonight for them, because passing the football has been very difficult for this offense, Tueone is only 7 for 15 for 82 yards and the 1 interception. That'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter, though. Let's take a quick break here. We'll come right back. It's Game Night Live, brought to you by UCCU. Love where you bank. We will be right back here in Orem, Utah. 16-3, the Tigers leading the Thunderbirds. Stay with us.
One of those long days working on your feet? Turn your aching feet to happy feet at Salt Lake Running Company. Our award-winning trained staff will provide a custom shoe fitting that will help you find the shoes, inserts, and socks that will make your workday the best it can be. Locally owned and operated for 30 years, SLRC offers rewards, training groups, races, and free community events. Visit us in-store or online today at slrc.com. Your work feet and workout life will get a boost.
Want to supercharge your savings? Right now, UCCU is offering short-term savings options with incredibly high yields. Plus, UCCU makes it easy to transfer money from other financial institutions. Just visit uccu.com and supercharge your savings.
UCCU Savings Spotlight.
Today's play of the day goes to Becky, a single mom who just got her son Max a youth debit card from UCCU.
This is a big win for Max, who knows that UCCU mobile banking makes it easy for his mom to add money to his debit card anytime.
It's also a big win for Becky, who knows it also makes it easy to monitor her child's spending anytime. Final score, 1-0.
Tueone in the shotgun, hands it off. A little double pass, goes back to Tueone again from his running back. Orem does not fall for it, and that's going to be a TFL, and that is going to be a 4th and long. What a good read by that Orem defense. A little trickery.
Yeah, what a throw.
You saw that ball get handed off to Hunter Hopoate, who ended up throwing it back. Galii there on defense again. He sniffs it out. He doesn't need any help from anybody. He read his guy. He stayed right on the quarterback. Tueone couldn't do anything with it. Now they're forced to punt again early in the 4th quarter.
Judy Mwala brings the pressure on that side, and Hopoate still decides to throw it, and he throws a dime back to Dennis Tueone right there. But Isaac Alea read it like a book and came in and stuffed him for a loss of 2 yards.
This snap has been getting back slow to the punter for Timpview, and they blow the play dead with a penalty of some kind. It looks like it might be an illegal substitution by Orem. Might have 12 guys on the field here. Not going to do anything in terms of let's see what the referee says here.
illegal substitution on the defense. 12 men on the field prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Remains fourth down.
Good call. Good call.
12 guys on the field for Orem, and that's going to move the ball 5 yards forward, but it's still going to be 4th and 8. Just gives a little bit more room for the punter to operate. They've been almost getting there to these punts all night, Harvey. I'm interested to see how this one plays out as the punter takes that ball, kind of a rugby-style kick, puts it up in the air. Nice distance into the air, and it's fair caught. Looks like Beckham Curtis gets that, reels that one in. He's going to be, of that punt of 31 yards, it's going to have Orem starting off this drive at their own 47-yard line, so just almost to midfield already. Short field after that short punt, Harvey, and this is where Orem could put the hammer down here. If they get a few plays here, they open it up, they keep that ball on the ground and keep that run game alive, and they could really put the hammer down on Timpview if they can't get a stop here.
That's how it's been all game. Timpview's been working in their own side of the field and giving the Tigers a short field every possession so far.
Kaava hands the ball off to Stonebreaker. Not much there up the middle as Stonebreaker goes for about 3 yards. No, maybe just even 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Stonebreaker I've been impressed by. He's taking a lot of handoffs. He's taking some he's asked to do a lot on that offense. He's lining up as an offset back to the left.
Yep. And now he has Oliver Bills and he has Beckham over here and Stonebreaker.
Which is what the combo was for the touchdown, but it was in the reverse order. You had, look at Stonebreaker keeping his feet. Timpview didn't feel like making a tackle. They thought the play was over. Not sure where these flags are coming from because it looked like Stonebreaker ended up right here. You have multiple flags being thrown at midfield here. This one got a little bit nasty here, but it looked like Stonebreaker had gone all the way up past the line, if we can see if something happened here up the middle. We saw a flag come from the very far end of the field. I'm not exactly sure where all these multiple flags came in, but they were of the personal foul type nature. Stonebreaker looked like he may have gotten to the line of scrimmage, but I'm not sure where they're. I thought maybe a face mask, but I don't really see it. We'll see what the White Hat and his crew decide. They're discussing it there at midfield. But you saw one flag come in early while the play was still going. It's blown dead, and then another flag comes in. It's been certainly a mess from the penalty standpoint tonight.
Probably a little chirping after the play, but before the play, yeah.
I'm not exactly sure how they came up. Initially, the side judge came in and had marked him about 5. It's almost like they thought that the play had been blown dead. Lance Reynolds wants an explanation. He's into the middle of the field almost, going, what are we doing here? The referee still hasn't given an explanation. He's talking to the Timpview head coach about what it is. But right now, the referees are trying to explain something to Coach Reynolds, and they're also trying to explain like what your options are if you're the Timpview side of things. Here's going to be the call from the White Hat. I'm very interested to see what they end up calling with this one.
It looked like Timpview's head coach Travis just said, yes, we'll accept it. So I wonder if it's on Orem right here.
It's during the run, so usually you see like a face mask in that type of situation, but it was mid-run. You're watching Orem's offense backing it up here. Coach Reynolds is not happy with what's going on. But then he just looked at his own player and said, stop talking.
Yep.
During the play, assisting the runner, number 50. That penalty is declined. It will be third down. After the play,
here we go.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 50 on the offense. 15-yard penalty, will be third down.
So you have a little bit of a high school tush-push situation where you're not allowed to do that, by the way, at the high school level. You can't push your guy. So the offensive lineman gets called for the assisted push, and then after the play, that's where Coach Reynolds got fired up at his guys. Stop talking inside there. You're costing us some yardage. And instead of looking at a 2nd and 1, what they could have ended up with, now it's going to be a 3rd down and 15 on this one. How about 9 penalties for Orem at over 100 yards? Coach Reynolds is not going to be happy with his guys when they go through the tape tomorrow morning.
The sideline judge that called the assisted the running back, he was on the opposite end. And I don't know how he saw that, but I just saw a lot of T-birds just fly. Yeah, there's a lot of bodies right there, and none of them brought him down. So
Kaava operating at a very 3rd and long as they bring pressure up the middle. It's all picked up. The pass protection is there. Akana looking for a flag on that play. He goes up for the ball. Nothing doing. Gets no reaction from the referees at all.
Pass incomplete,
Ball was well thrown, but it didn't look like Akana had turned that head around quickly enough. As soon as he looked up, the ball was there, and not enough time for him to make the reaction there.
Yep, Kaaba takes a look to his left to try to move the safety, which he does, and then he bombs it down to the right side, to the sideline, to his receiver, Akana. And, yeah, it's a great throw, but, man, the defense right there for the T-Birds get away with that one. That one easily could have been a pass interference.
Orem punt team back on the field. Galliai puts it up into the air. It goes way back. Interesting fair catch call there, because it looked like he put his hand up for just about 1 second there. A 44-yard punt, definitely the best of the night so far for either team. And that puts Timpview back at their own 15-yard line after the fair catch. And that's where they're going to go from. Their own 15, operating down 2 scores, 16-3. It feels like so much more of a mountain to climb, because the offense hasn't done much since they had a couple big runs at the very beginning of the second half. They haven't moved the ball hardly at all, Harvey.
They're going to need to secure Junie and Jag off the edge and see if they can get some chunk plays down this field. And, you know, they did a little trickery the possession before this, and that didn't pay off. So let's see what they do here. T-Birds, first down, 2 backs.
And Tua in the backfield. Tua taking the handoff on that right side from Tuione. Eaten up immediately by that Orem defense. Multiple bodies in there in the middle. Kojima was there, the middle linebacker. He's been making a lot of plays all night. You also saw on that defensive side of the ball, Easton Kojima made that tackle, along with, it looked like number 2 in the middle as well.
Yep.
Isaac Vecchi Baea.
Well, you see Easton and the Tigers linebackers just free hits on the running backs, because the Timpview offensive line have to double this massive Orem D line, and they can't get to the second level. So these linebackers just have free runs right at the running backs of Timpview.
Looks like they have a new quarterback in. Is it Engelman who's coming in and taking some snaps now? Yeah, Cole Engelman, the senior. You recognize, of course, the last name. The Engelman family. A lot of Brett Engelman, of course, his dad. Played down at Timpview, of course, and then at BYU also. Cole Engelman, the senior, comes in. Number 15, I don't know if it was just for the moment or if we're going to see Dennis Tuaone, who hasn't done enough at the quarterback spot. So they're going to put the senior in possibly?
Yep, you do have Dennis. He's lined up at the number 2 receiver spot on the right side.
So Tuaone stays on the field as a wideout to Engelman, who's now taking snaps, number 15, and shotgun. He takes the snap, immediately drops back. Ball goes up in the air to his right. And it's picked off. Oh, is it? It looked like it got bobbled and juggled, and it is the second interception of the game for the Orem Tigers defense. It's Will Rasmussen who makes the interception. It could have been a multiple. There was one wideout out there to 3 defenders, and that thing was eaten up as Engelman steps back. A nice ball up into the air, but too many defenders. 3 Orem defenders there on Tuaone, who they actually end up throwing the ball to. And yeah, with the 3 defenders there, take your pick. Rasmussen's the one who ends up with the pick on the night. A nice pick for number 0 out there on the field. And Orem gets the ball back again. After a bad turnover by Timpview, that's 3 on the night for the T-Birds, 2 in the second half. You're just giving all the chances over to the Orem Tigers now, who are back under center at offense. Kaava in shotgun, takes the snap. Little draw counter there to Beckham Curtis, who only goes for a short gain of maybe 1.5, maybe 2. It's going to be second and long here.
And that's what the Tigers are going to do. Orem's probably just going to try to run the ball, keep the ball in their possession, try to run the clock down. But the T-Birds would look a little bit desperate right there. Cole Engelman came in there and just knew the play. I'm going to just bomb it to Dennis Tuione right there, when he clearly had his wide receiver 1 wide open in the flats. But it was predetermined where he was going to throw that ball.
They put Tuione in, and they said, hey, let's try something here with this kid. Kaava takes the snap, bobbles it, draws a number himself, fakes the handoff to Galliai, and then ends up taking it himself, and he gets tackled for a loss out there. It's going to be the 3rd and long here, 3rd and almost 11 for the Tigers there on what looked like kind of a blown-up play there on that bad snap. And bobbles the snap there, and then ends up just
and 22 and 45, so Oliver Ruckert and Duncan Strong.
Yeah, Duncan Strong has been good all night. That number 22 operating out of that middle, or that one of the outside linebacker positions there.
At least that interception was thrown, 20, 30 yards down the field. It was almost like a punt.
Critical 3rd and 10 right here. Orem's got to convert if they want to keep this thing going and keep Timpview off the field to try to get this thing back within reaching distance. Ka'ava takes the shotgun snap, steps back, has time, but now has to start scrambling, and he does. And now he's got room up the middle. Takes a shot up the very middle, and that last shot looks like it may have given himself just enough to get himself a first down. But guess what? At the end of the play, another after the play, looks like some dead ball. That's a 12-yard pickup. But now we have multiple flags on the field, and this has been happening all night, Harvey. It's been post after a play or away from the action. You've got some extracurriculars. It's getting a little bit nasty.
That was a great read by Ka'ava. The Timpview D-line do a stunt where they try to collapse the pocket, and they had their 3-tech just try to bend all the way around to the left side, but they didn't collapse enough and left a big hole in the left B gap where Ka'ava took advantage of it. But after the play, there's about 3 hankies, yellow hankies hanging out on the field right now, and clearly it was some after the play, probably another unsportsmanlike conduct or taunting.
Looks like some extracurriculars after the play. We'll get the official word here.
Personal foul.
Yeah,
on the
he doesn't have
defense.
his mic on. He's got a personal foul on the defense.
2 personal
And then
fouls.
you've got another one. Those are going to be offsetting. Oh boy, this is when we want the ref to turn the mic on, but because they're offsetting penalties, they're going to go from where the play ended, of course, because it was a dead ball after the play had ended.
Hey, big
So
shout
that's
out
gonna
to
be
the
that.
sideline judge right there. He picked up the ball, walked it all the way down, and walked it all the way back. Usually you just say, hey, they offset, but no, he walks it all the way back down, make sure that that's where it would be, and brings it all the way back here.
That's the 3rd time this evening that they've had offsetting, either on sportsmanlike or personal fouls on plays. It's that's not what you like as a coaching staff, but you're still at first down right now inside of T-Bird territory. The
Another
handoff
run.
goes out the end to Galii, who gets around the edge just a little bit, able to pick up, looks like 6 or 7 on that one. That's going to end up being about a 2nd and 3 now.
Yep, holding on number 71. He just throws number 71 for Orem.
Oh, here comes the call from the referee here.
During the play, holding.
Maui
Number 71 on the
Konata.
offense. 10-yard penalty for
He's the
previous
culprit
foul.
of this foul. He threw
Repeat
down
first down.
at the Leone Tuitupo on the ground, and he didn't have to do that at all. The run was going away from him, but he just tried to take the will of Bete Leone Tuitupo and just hucks him down to the ground, and now they're paying for it for it's 10 yards I see, and it's a repeat
So
of
it
first
ends
down.
up. So it ends up being, instead of being a 2nd and 3 from inside the 30-yard line of Timpview, ends up being now a 1st and 20 from the 45-yard line. So just shooting themselves in the foot. However this thing walks away for Orem, Lance Reynolds is not going to be happy tonight how this thing has turned out for his team from the penalty standpoint. They're now at 10 penalties for 115 yards on the evening as Ka'ava takes the shotgun snap to the chest, fakes the handoff, and then sweeps across here to take the throw to his crosser, who's Galii. Galii only gets himself 3 or 4 yards. They're going to be operating at 2nd and 19 now.
It seems that every time Ka'ava is rolling out, he has pressure from the Timpview defense, but when he stays in the pocket, either he has a lane to scramble and get out of there, or he can step up in the pocket. I would like to see him to stay in that pocket and stay on his spot.
Ka'ava takes the snap, the shotgun snap. He's got pressure up the middle. You see the screen is set up, and Galii gets the catch, but I'll tell you who didn't fall for it. How about number 5 for that? Lincoln Harito for the linebacker for Timpview stays home, does the thing you're supposed to do.
Right there.
It was that was quite a play by big number 5 there in the middle. We haven't seen a lot from him this evening, but Harito comes in, makes the play, and now you force a 3rd and 17, 3rd and 18. So you're asking your big quarterback to come in and do something maybe a little bit outside of what you want to do as an offense.
Do they go conservative now and just run the ball, or do they just try to huck it up there and see if they can get a passing interference?
Well, if you're Coach Lance Reynolds and his quarterback Ka'ava takes the snap, and it looks like they are going to go down the field, why not? Nobody there. Both defender and it looks like it was intended for Akana. And he throws it straight into the defender and Akana. Nobody was there where he threw it, and so it didn't end up looking like just kind of a free play out here. They just wanted to get their punting unit back on. I think the idea was, look, Timpview's offense hasn't done much. We can go for it kind of from wherever here. We'll put the ball down in their territory and try to grind it out there. There's only 5 minutes, 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Let's see if the Tigers can just pin this ball in inside the 10-yard line. If he can, that's a punter's dream. If he can just keep it close to the goal line. And he does.
Sends it down to the 5-yard line where it's fair caught.
And right there as a kick returner, you got to figure out if that ball is going to just bounce into the end zone and act like maybe you're going to catch it, but then you don't and let it just bounce in the end zone because it looked like it had some, some speed on it.
Yeah. Would have carried into the end zone. Tough decision to make for the returner there. And now you've got a 95-yard field with only 5 minutes, 27 seconds left. You don't just need this drive. You need 2 scores.
Well, the Timpview T-Birds are backed up, so in backed up situations, you're going to see direct runs, quick throws, or shots down the field, down the sideline. So then if it's not there, you just throw it out. But let's see if they just go some direct runs, which they've been doing all night long.
Yeah. Ingeman, number 15, back in at quarterback. The backup senior quarterback for Timpview hands the ball off to Have immediately, who goes straight up the middle and been doing what he's been doing all night, which is pick up 3 or 4 yards right off the bat. Gets tripped up there. Looks like it's going to end up being a 2nd and 8 there for Timpview, as Have has been doing a lot of work tonight. 2nd and 7 for Timpview. Yeah, look, you've got your backup quarterback in. You've got limited options in the throw game already. He's thrown a pick. Your starting quarterback has thrown a pick. And now he's operating from pistol here with one back behind him. Ingeman takes the snap, steps up right at the goal line, starts to take it to run on the run for himself, goes down as he's picked right there at the ankle by, looks like Isaac Vecchi-Baea gets him on the stop. It makes it to where instead of being a 20 or 25-yard run, keeps it to about, you see he kind of picks his ankle right here and makes sure he doesn't go any further. That could have been a little bit of a bigger run there for Ingeman, who gets back under center or back in shotgun or pistol here for Timpview.
Looking like they're going to bring some pressure.
3rd and short. Ingeman takes the snap, throws it to an out route there, has a man open, misses him just wide, and you're operating now 4th down and 2 with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 16-3. Harvey, what do you do?
You have a T-bird down. What do you do right here in the fourth? You gotta let it go. Is it 3rd or 4th right here?
It's a 4th down.
Yeah.
Well, it's still staying. It was 3rd and short there. Is there a flag on the play again? Looks like, well, you have a player down, and it looks like you have either the football or a flag on the field. I can't tell what the referee's standing over the football. I don't know if there's a flag down. We haven't had any call yet from anybody, but they are walking off a penalty, and it looks like it's going to be a free first down.
Holding, number 2 on the defense. 10-yard penalty, will be first down. Official timeout, injury.
Well, kudos to Miley Rustin, our statistician, who goes, there's a flag down. There have been a lot out there tonight, and so they kind of have been mixing into the field. That's our 17th penalty between the two teams tonight. So it's been an ugly one, but that gives the T-Birds a free first down as they walk off. It looks like, I can't see who the injured Timpview T-Bird is. Is it
15.
Ingeman? Is it the quarterback? Ingeman.
Cole Ingeman.
Cole Ingeman.
That last scramble play he had, man, the Tigers come out in cover 2, and the T-Birds had 3 verticals, and if he was patient enough, which is tough when you have Junie and Jag coming off those edges, he had to take off, but man, he had a guy open down on the right sideline. He took off, and right now he is getting assisted off the field.
Yeah.
We hope that he's okay.
That's a tough one. He's really injured there. That looks like a tough one there. Tuaone comes back onto the field. I think, I'm getting a look here at quarterback. Are they going to a third quarter? Yeah, they're going to number 1. Looks like Hunter Hopoate is going to be taking snaps here, direct snaps as the quarterback. They're down to quarterback 3, it looks like. Hopoate going to be taking snaps directly. Number 1 takes the snap. It's a bad snap. It goes all the way back. He picks it up after going back about 10 yards. Has to pick it up and make something out of it. Can't do it. Tough one to come in on. He was right there, but the center dribbled that one back to Hopoate. MJ Bateman there for the stop, and Isaac Vecchi-Baea also right there too. That defense pursued. That's a loss of 9 on the play. Not a good start when you're putting in that third quarterback. You've got 2nd down and 19. Very deep in your own territory, inside your own 15-yard line. Hope Wate is being asked seemingly impossible task here to take snaps for Timpview. He does it right here. Hands the ball off to Tua, who takes it around the edge. A nice little run. Picks up how many of the 19 that he needed? At least 10 or 12 of them. Looks like he got back. Yeah, he's going to have, it's going to be a little bit more manageable, obviously, here. Picks up 13, 14 yards on that one. You're going to be 3rd and 6 here.
All right, Tigers, it's 3rd.
KT Fetelaga with the stop there at the corner position for Orem. Hope Wate, the running back, 3rd-string quarterback, as flags fly again.
Prior to the play, false start, number 56 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
The Timpview Thunderbirds right now, you know, they're on their 3rd quarterback. They get loss of 9 on that last play, and then now here with the false start.
So Hope Wate has to just go right back to it. They're going back in the same set. Trips right, single wide receiver to the left, and then one back, Tua, right behind him. Snap to Hope Wate. He drops back like he's going to pass. Now he's going to run, and he gets hit from behind.
Easton.
Looks like Easton Koojima, number 44, the big middle linebacker. Easton Koojima having a night. And that was a nice one there. Look, you don't do it.
Yep.
You watch this, and you're going to see Hope Wate. He thinks he's going to be on the run, and immediately 44, Easton Koojima.
He lines up to the right side on the edge. He brings the 5th man. So they bring the pressure with Easton, and the Timpview running back at the time is Ta'ani Tua, and he just levels him and is able to get the sack right there.
Punt team back on the field for Timpview, who are going to try to get out of a bad situation. The punt is off. One of the better ones of the night for the T-Birds. It's like a bobbled catch, and yes, coming around the edge, Beckham Curtis, he finds an edge and gets himself a pickup there of at least 15 yards, maybe even 20 on the return after he muffed it initially. 2:58 left on the clock as they get back onto the field with this Timpview offense, who have not done much in the second half either. They've scored 3. They've only scored that 6 points, that touchdown, without converting that PAT on a couple of run plays there. And after that, it's just been a back and forth of penalties on ugly offensive drives. And now Timpview's down to a 3rd quarterback. Yep, and Kaava wants to try to figure out a way they can get some kind of offense going here, even with just 2:58 left, to really put this thing away.
Yeah, you know, now they're in the 2-minute drill. These guys could easily just get 2 first downs, and then they could just knee the ball. So right now, expected to just keep it on.
Beckham Curtis busted open off the left side. It looked like it wasn't going to go for much, but he's down to the 10-5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Beckham Curtis.
There's a flag on the play, but there's also another Timpview player that is down.
Timpview player down, a flag at the, I know it would be crazy for me to think that there would be a play without a penalty in this game, but there is a penalty flag down as Beckham Curtis broke it open there on the left side. It went for 43 yards, but will it stand? The Orem player is not happy. One offensive lineman in particular looking like.
Yeah, he's showing us with his body language that, golly, how many penalties am I going to be the culprit of?
It's like a Timpview player getting stretched out for some cramps maybe at the field, but you've got yourself at midfield with the referee Kaaba trying to get right with the white hat there. I don't think you're going to convince the referee, young man, about what the call is at midfield. A potential 43-yard touchdown run that was looking like nothing, by the way, Harvey. Yeah. That thing went up the middle, looked like it was stopped. But Beckham Curtis says, thank you very much for not wrapping up. He goes all the way to the end zone, but will it stand? Here comes the white hat with the call. Still conferring with his referees.
During the play, personal foul, blindside block, number 50 on the offense. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Will still be first down. Clock will start on the snap.
So, spot foul. And it was up near the 30-yard line, and so that ends up going back. It's going to be about a 1st and 14. As it said, number 50 here with a blindside block. That's hard to. So he comes back.
Oh,
you know what?
He does come back. But, man,
that's a tough one. He had come right back to him. It's the same guy he was blocking. He turns around and then just re-blocks him. But it was enough of a kind of a whiplash motion, I guess, that made it enough for the referees to say, oh, that's mean. You don't do that. So 1st and 14 for Orem as they operate just on the other side of the field at Timpview's 46-yard line. The quick snap of the pitch out to, looks like Oliver Bills, who gets taken down for a loss of 4 on the play, just behind their own territory there. So at the 49-yard line of Orem, they lose 4 more yards on this one, and now it's second and 20 almost. And
the last scoring drive for the Orem Tigers, they attacked the edges of the Timpview defense, and they try to go back to it right here, and Timpview cleaned it up right there and was able to set that edge and get a nice little loss of 4 yards right there.
Duncan Strong there to make the play for the T-Birds, and it was a nice one too. He ate that thing right up in the backfield. Nice TFL as the T-Birds line up on defense.
Another run
to the edge. Oh, Galea gets blocked up on the outside of the right. He goes all the way around to the left, and he's got a full field in front of him, and he has nobody touching him. He goes the entire length of the field from one side to the other, a 51-yard scamper for a touchdown. Scanning the field. No penalty flags on the play. Can you believe it?
Look at the vision of Isaac Alev. He takes the pitch to the right.
He was down at his own
puts the foot in the
sideline.
ground and pulls a little Reggie Bush, and I'm just going to go all the way across. Has to go back and lose yards and go all the way across the field, and everyone on the Timpview defense is pursuing to the left side, and they get out leveraged, and Isa just hits the Jets, takes it in. That's going to be a nice one for his highlight film.
It's as good as a reverse almost, right? You go, everybody bites all the way to that side of the field, and it was just off to the races, and then no one touched him. Not like Lance Reynolds drew it up, but that's how you got it. The extra point is up and blocked. Second one that's not good on the evening for Orem, and it's going to stay at 22-3, but that one with that touchdown of 51 yards. 1 minute, 8 seconds, 3 plays, 51 yards by Galea. He gets himself in the books tonight with a touchdown, and it is 22-3. And Harvey, you can't help but think, with the way that Timpview's offense is, not much hope here to even move the ball more than a few yards here. As we take another look at this touchdown, look how far to his sideline he was before he makes all the way back to the very other side of the field and is untouched all the way to the end zone. Galea with an absolute gallop into the end zone. That guy's quick.
You know what they say, man, speed kills. He gets back there, he sees it's open on this backside, he takes a shot at it, and he just turns on the Jets. Nobody can catch up, and he takes it in.
Will the parents of the senior football player please meet in front of the field house immediately after?
All right, so you've got Orem now up 22-3.
Parents and seniors in front of the field
with just a 1 minute 50 left in this fourth quarter. Timpview putting up a valiant effort, certainly in that first half, and it was even messy for Orem. I don't know if you're going to walk away from this one as Lance Reynolds, the head coach, and think that 12 penalties for 140 yards and 4 for 10 on third down feels like a victory, but a win is a win, especially over a crosstown rival. And if you can hold them to less than, not even putting up a touchdown on the night.
Nice little pooch kick.
Don't touch it. Lets it go out of bounds. Timpview lets it go out of bounds. Hey, you know what that is? Penalty. Got yourself another flag. You can't kick it out of bounds. You're not allowed to do that. I'm on the lookout. JJ and Sly called Utah high school football's most penalized game last week in the history of high school football.
Ball going out of bounds.
It's like nobody
on the kicking team.
I don't know, we might be up there with them.
Ball will be spotted 25 yards from the quick kick on the left hash.
If you are a referee, yellow flag, you had a lot of airtime tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, because last week we were wondering what that was going to be. Yeah, you think it's tough in this game. We've had 20 penalties between the two teams for over 200 yards of penalty yardage. Not even close. Last week it was 35 penalties for over 350 yards. So, boy, they had a long night last week. Timpview in their offense, according to our statistician, Miley Rustin, we've got ourselves 37 total yards of offense in the second half for this Timpview Thunderbirds team, who now, at this point still, Hopoate takes the snap. Nope, it's actually Tuaone is back at quarterback taking snaps here. He hands the ball off all around the outside there.
Number 13 to Havea.
Havea takes, he's been running valiantly tonight, but I'll tell you, Tuaone, I'm not sure what the quarterback situation is at Timpview. I know they didn't like how he was performing in the first half, but once Cole Engelman went down with that bad injury just there on that last drive, they kept Hopoate in, and I'm wondering if they wanted to keep him in at that wideout spot, but now Tuaone is back taking the snaps at quarterback, the sophomore operating in shotgun with two backs to his right and left. Steps back, quick drop, quick throw, nobody there.
Both backs had to stay in for protection. Orem just brings only 4, but that's how much this Orem D-line has brought pressure just on the 4-man rush. And Timpview has to sacrifice 2 of their backs to try to manage. And quite frankly, they don't even have Junie out there or Jag out there. They have their second stringers in there.
I think you see the second unit for Orem out there on defense as a quick throw happens, but it's out well off the mark, goes well short and right to the wideout. Jackson Palmer, the intended receiver, comes up with an incomplete pass there. It's now 4th and 5, 4th and a long 4, I guess it would be, on their own 40-yard line. Timpview's obviously going to try to go for this one with just 1:07 left. Boy, from an injury standpoint, if you're Timpview, not only are walking away feeling like you got beat up by your rival, you literally are beat up. You got a lot of injuries here. Tuaone takes a snap at shotgun, drops back, 3-step drop, puts it way up into the air. He's got a man wide open, and down the field, they're going to score a touchdown. Asleep at the wheel is the defense for Orem, and it looks like Braxton Wilkerson for 59 yards ends up converting on that touchdown. No, Grafton Chrysler, he's the backup wide out there on that left side. Where was this all night? I know you had the second unit for Orem in. They get a late touchdown, 59 seconds left in the game, and Timpview says, look, we'll at least try to put some stuff up there. There was nobody in the area anywhere near this wideout. There was obviously a miscommunication somewhere along the way because Chrysler starts going down the sideline, and it's almost like he had snuck onto the field. He was so wide open.
Yep. You know, watching this game so far, we know that Orem just dominated in all 4 quarters. But those that don't watch this game, they're going to see the score tomorrow with that touchdown. It's not too bad.
The PATs, just like the other PATs from the evening, didn't go well for Timpview. They have a bobbled snap, and then that thing only goes. You have this touchdown. Look at this. Tuaone up into the air. Nobody near Chrysler. Oh, no, it is. It did end up being Braxton Wilkerson. I wondered. But lots of 28s and 26s on the field, but Wilkerson with the touchdown, of 51 yards, 4 plays, 51 seconds, 65 yards, 59 of those to Wilkerson, who gets the touchdown.
And I think they took Dennis Tuyona out just to see if they could make a big play when they try to
one of their extra wideouts
throw it down in the middle of the field when he ran that streak. But then when they put Hopoate back at quarterback, maybe they're trying to give him a little break or maybe try to keep him away from injury. But they put him back out there, and he throws that dime to Wilkerson and cuts the.
Yeah, 22-9 with 59 seconds left. You're going to get the onside kick unit on the field. Luke Thornock lines it up. The majority of his team to his left, puts the ball on the turf. It hits one of the Orem Tigers right off of the chest and then right out of bounds. Got lucky on that one, hit one of the Orem guys right in the chest, but then it ended up just sailing right over his head instead. So a valiant effort on the onside kick by Thornock. Not to be, looks like this one, all you have to do is sit on it and salt this one away. And if you're Timpview, don't call any timeouts. You just move straight away and try to get yourself back to the bus and back home as soon as you can and get your guys into some treatment, because that's been a difficult go tonight from the injury standpoint for Timpview.
Yeah, you see the trench boys over here from both sides just dabbing each other up, giving each other handshakes. They know that this game has been sealed.
And Kaaba takes the snap, and he, from shotgun, takes the knee. They're lining up, taking knees here. As the clock starts to run out here, the Orem seniors at senior night here, or some version of that. I think it might be homecoming this weekend. I don't know if it's homecoming or not. No, it's not homecoming, but
they are having the senior parents come down here, so maybe it could be a senior night. I don't know.
Student section here at Orem High School, decked out in all black, finally relieved enough to be able to let out the "I believe that we will win" chants. As the time ticks off the clock, Orem High School and Timpview. So many family members back and forth between the two teams, but still some jawing back and forth between these two teams. No love lost even at midfield. Some hugs and then some yapping. That's what you get with a rivalry. There's your final, Orem 22. The Timpview Thunderbirds with that light touchdown 9. And it's an interesting one, Harvey, because it was as sloppy as a game as you can get. But Orem escapes with a 22-9 win. You call it a win by the end of the day. You just kind of walk away from it and go, hey, it's a rivalry win.
Yep, they're going to walk away here with the W. Orem is, and of course they're going to go back to the drawing boards. Hopefully, they're going to come back healthy next week. But Timpview, there's a lot of things that, of course, they're going to go back to the drawing boards with, but with those injuries, it's going to be pretty tough for them to try to bounce back, and hopefully nothing too serious for these two rival teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being in attendance tonight to support Orem High Athletics.
Orem High School is going to escape with that 22-9 win. And you had an awesome outpouring from the student section here at Orem, and you had a lot of fans on both sides coming from both places here. Just 6 miles down the road is Timpview in Provo, and that's going to be it for tonight. We appreciate all the support, of course, from UCCU, who brings you Game Night Live, and the scholarships, of course, that they hand out all year, and all the efforts that they do. Game Night Live is powered by Utah Community Credit Union, celebrating 25 UCCU branches across the Wasatch Front. Enter to win that Jeep online with UCCU. Love where you bank. All right, so that's going to do it for us here, Harvey. Not the prettiest of games.
No, but we had fun up here. it was nice to be up here and to call this game with Alex.
It was a lot of fun. Hey, shout out to our statistician, Miley Rustin, and then our spotter tonight was Trevor Stubbs.
Yeah, we had a nice group up here. We got to see some nice Friday night football, especially this rivalry game, and seeing the Tigers go out there and get this W in region play, being undefeated. Timpview's going to go back to the drawing boards, and they're going to come back and compete next week. But it was fun up here.
Hey, thanks to all of our crew as well who have held our hands through this whole thing. We're still working this thing out. We do this a few times a year, but my heavens, Harvey, we're going to keep going back and keep doing this thing. So for Harvey Longy, I'm Alex Curie. For our entire Game Night Live crew, we say thank you very much, and we'll see you next week for Game Night Live, brought to you by UCCU. See you next time, everybody.
Till we meet again.